All right, going live on YouTube, and we are live. All right, pop you guys out. Close this. Hello to both YouTube and Twitch. We are multi-streaming Echo visual novel TJ's Route. We are in, I believe, the middle. I'm not sure. We're close to Saturday though. That I believe we are in. All right. So hopefully don't get sounds from random things. All right. Now that okay, get you guys there. Get you guys over here. All right. Okay. Everyone, grab your booty holes. Get some water. Get a pillow. Get comfy and cozy as we begin our route back into Echo. Nasal spray. So I'm not stuffy or congested during this. My humidifier 0, so we won't put that on. Okay. Let's begin. 20 minutes later, and we're heading up the narrow canyon road towards the mine. I haven't been there in years, but the dirt road leads straight to it, so I don't even have to look up instructions. Julian chats away while I eat my lukewarm sandwich out of my phone to go, but what the? Wait. This doesn't feel right. No, that's February 1st. Julian. Phone to go box. Well, there's an almost robotic quality to the buck. Oh, that okay. Julian's the buck. My bad. I thought like, wait, did it skip ahead? Where am I? Where there's almost a robotic quality to the buck with how articulate he is. He's also really nice. I can certainly see why TJ would call him a friend. The bumpy road curves upward and finally we get to the mine. There's a wide and open dirt space for parking, along with some concrete barriers along the edge of the drop-off. There are a few signposts, probably giving a brief history on the mine, and then there's TJ? The Lynx is sitting at the opening of the mine, right at the entrance. He's leaning back against the rebar grind that sealed the entrance. Oh, what the? Julian stops talking and looks over at me, then in the direction I'm looking. Whoa, is that Teach? I don't say anything because I realize how limp the Lynx look. His head tipped back, his paws limply laying on the ground. I'm out of the truck before Julian can even park, my to-go box spilling onto the gravel as I jog towards TJ. TJ! Hey, what's wrong? Are you okay? The Lynx doesn't respond, and when I get to him, I see that his eyes are open, but they're rolled back to the point where I can see only white. I bend him over, trying to sit him up better, made more difficult by his bulky backpack getting in the way. As I'm doing this, I feel a rush of cold air from the mine blowing out of the rebar. I ignore it at first, focus on trying to get TJ to respond to me, but then I realize there's a hissing sound to go with it. Like someone's exhaling. I glance up through the grid, but I don't see anything. Still, I get the unnerving feeling that the opening is breathing somehow. Is he alright? Julian's shouting and running up next to me turns my attention back to TJ. I look down at the Lynx and see his ears twitching around. What? I crouched down next to him, putting a paw behind his head to give him some support. TJ, what happened? Are you okay? TJ turned to me, blinking in confusion. Okay? What's wrong? He rubs at his eyes with the back of his paw before adjusting himself so that he can sit up straight. You were just sitting there. You almost looked... Julian pauses. It looked like you were passed out or something. TJ finally seems to focus on us, the dazed look in his eyes disappearing. Passed out? Oh, no, I was just taking a quick nap. TJ lets out a short laugh and leans his head back against his backpack. What? Here? I look back at the sealed mine, the ominous blackness still seeming to yawn open at us. Why? Well, it's hotter than usual today, so I thought so I started to feel like I was gonna pass out. Though, thought that might be a bad sign, so I decided to rest once I got here. You came here on purpose? Yeah, I saw the canyon with you last time, so I decided to take a trip to the mine this time. TJ smiles lazily up at me as he continues to lounge against his backpack. Sorry, I worried you and... Oh, Julian! TJ seems to suddenly realize the stag is here. What are you doing here? TJ quickly gets to his feet, sliding his arms out of the straps of his backpack. He hugs Julian, the stag hugging back just as enthusiastically. TJ doesn't even greet me, so intimately. I guess they have more of a history than I thought. Hey, Tej. Yeah, I met Chase at the diner. You weren't answering your text, so we both decided to come up and find you. That and Chase needs to get some footage for his project. Oh, cool! Do you need help with that, Chase? TJ turns to me with a grin. I don't know what it is, but TJ's acting a lot more chipper than he was yesterday. That almost dark broodiness is gone, replaced by his usual cheer. I have to smile because of it, despite the situation just a few minutes ago. Sure? Oh, wrong voice. Sure. Another breeze of cool air seems to whoosh softly through the rebar. I look back at it. TJ, why the hell would you sleep next to the creepy mine? TJ frowns. It was really cool. Like cold. I was laying in the opening and felt some cold air blow out, so I decided to lean against it. It felt really nice. TJ, you look like you were possessed. Your eyes have rolled back and everything, jeez. TJ walks up to the metal grid and spreads his arms out, clutching onto the bars as he presses his face against it. He leans his head back, pulling a face. Well, it smells really musty, but it feels good. Huh. I look back at the opening, the blackness inside sending chills up my spine. I think back to when a body was found in there over 100 years ago. Even though I know there aren't any dead bodies in there now, it still creeps me the fuck out. I try to hide my shoulder as I turn away. I try to hide my shudder as I turned away, looking back at the truck. You know, like the usual. It's just the usual things. Hey! Are we going to Sydney's old house now? Is that why you guys came to find me? He's just trying to hide it, but I can hear the eagerness in his voice. I turn back to look at him, the lynx now with his back to the mine pressed up against it. I want to tell him to move away from the opening, but I wouldn't be able to explain to him why. Well, let me get some filming done first. I can do the voiceover later, so it'll be quick. I hold back a wince as I realize how much time that's also going to take. My project's going to be shit at this point. Can't avoid that. I just need to make it to the least shit I can. Oh, yeah, sorry. TJ laughs nervously, then looks away. Sorry, I'm just a little loopy from my nap. You guys really surprised me. It's okay. I'm gonna go get the equipment real quick, alright? TJ nods at me, and I jog off to the parked truck to grab my camera. So TJ might still be acting a little weird, but I'm just glad he seems happy again. Seeing him that way, the way that he was last night, was a little unnerving, to say the least. I scoop up my camera bag from the bed of the truck and head back, slowing down to a walk as the heat is already starting to catch up with me. How TJ was able to go on a several-hour-long hike is absurd to me. It's almost seems foolish. Especially for someone like TJ who knows about how dangerous that can be. When I get back to the mine entrance, I see Julian and TJ sitting with their backs to either side of the opening, chatting with each other. They're eating granola bars, and TJ holds one out to me as I approach. Thanks. Hey, TJ?
Huh?
TJ looks up at me innocently. If you go on a hike again, be sure to bring me next time, okay? I don't think you should be out here alone.
Oh, yeah, sure.
His ears droop a little, a small frown on his face. I just don't want you to get hurt, you know? It's really hot today, and it would have been really tolerable if you passed out alone.
Yeah, sorry.
I drop my bag gently on the ground before leaning back against the wall next to the lynx. It's all good. I just want to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, thanks. I just didn't want to wake you up this morning.
Jenna offered to go with you, didn't she? TJ sighs quietly, looking away into the mine.
Yeah, but I can tell you guys don't want to go. I just don't want to ruin this trip for you more than I already have.
What? TJ, what are you talking about? TJ goes quiet, then just shrugs his shoulders. Maybe he isn't back to his old self after all. I wouldn't mind going with you, TJ. I wouldn't mind going with you, TJ. I love hiking. Julian smiled gently at the lynx. For some reason, I feel a tiny tug of annoyance in my chest. It's stupid, but I was the one who offered first, and I'm the one that took TJ out for the first time. Yeah, we could both go. Point is, you don't go alone. You don't go out alone next time, all right, Teach?
Yeah, okay. Thanks, guys.
No problem. A short silence stretches out between the three of us before Julian speaks up again. We were just talking about our old Bible study group.
Ugh.
TJ leans his head back against the wall, rolling his eyes. It's an expression I don't see from him very often. What about it?
Oh, that just the way that TJ would always take it so seriously, and no one else would.
TJ shakes his head in exasperation.
Yeah, I never had any control in that club.
Oh, really? Were you in charge? It's a little odd to think of TJ in a leadership position like that. I just never knew him to put himself out there in high school.
Yeah, I revived it after it sort of went defunct for a few years. Wasn't all that popular.
TJ smiles with some embarrassment.
Yeah, we had like
3 other members, not including you or me.
Yeah, then one dropped out after like 2 meetings.
Julian clicks his tongue.
What a godless school we went to.
Ooh.
Hey,
you know I'm kidding. Mostly.
Well, I did want the atheists to join too, as long as they weren't disruptive. I just wanted to show everyone a nice experience it could be. Even if you didn't believe.
I barely vaguely remember TJ inviting me to the club and me saying that I didn't think about it. That I'd think about it. I never went, of course.
Wasn't all that spiritual in the end, though?
Yeah. Mostly we just talked and brought snacks. It took TJ a while to realize no one wanted another Sunday school session at actual school.
Yep. Hours of planning out the window.
It was great. It was still a great time. I think the 4 of us were happier for it.
Yeah, I guess.
TJ seems to suddenly notice me.
Sorry, Chase. You wouldn't know much about this stuff.
TJ is such a sweetheart, but he's hiding something. I want to know what it is. I want to know. What is this Christian boy hiding? What are your secrets? Confess your sins. Yeah, it's okay. It's interesting to hear about. Again, get a, I get that little twinge of jealousy, even though I know it's not fair. I chosen not to show up, probably using that time to go home and hang out with Leo. You didn't miss much, just discussions about movies and watching movies too. Ugh, they couldn't even be religiously themed. Thank God. Hey! I laugh at how indignant TJ is. Well, I'm glad you had a good time at least. I came all... Well, I'm glad you had a good time at least. I came away thinking that the whole thing was a failure. I think I remember you mentioning that you wish your friend here would have shown up. I don't really remember. Of course you do. You said it all the time. TJ's ears flattened and turned red. Who? Me? Yeah. Julian grins as TJ tries to look away. While the situation's kind of funny, now I feel even worse about not ever showing up. Sorry, Tej. You know, it was high school and all. Yeah, I understand. Don't worry about it. So, did you start another club at your new school? TJ smirks. It's a Christian school, so there's like 50 clubs about religion. Oh? Are you a member of any of them? A few. Which ones? A singles club? Singles? As in finding a date? Oh no. Oh no, TJ downloaded an app called Christian Mingle and thought it was just making friends. I can see him doing that for some reason. Like, hey Chase, look at this app I found. It's a way to make friends with other Christians. TJ, that's a dating app. What? No, it's called Christian Mingle. It's you put your name, your gender, and like your religion, basically Christian, or like what type of Christian you are, and like you get matched with another person. Is it just getting matched with women? Sometimes. I do wish there was a guy like that pops up every now and then. Honestly, I thought I would make more friends with it. He looks away again. It's hilarious how bashful he is about this stuff. He's in college. All of this should be natural to talk about, but not with TJ. You meet anyone? Hey Chase, don't you have to film some stuff? He looks back at me with a frown. Whoa, just asking. Julian chuckles quietly. I bend down and start pulling out the equipment, deciding that a few long shots with the tripod should be enough. As I'm extending out the legs, Julian asks TJ about the hike. Was it fun? TJ shrugs, finishing the last of his granola bar and brushing his paws together to get rid of the crumbs. It was okay. It was really quiet. I wince as one of my pads get pinched between metal. Kinda creepy, to be honest. I would like it if you two went along sometimes, if I do it again. Of course. Yeah, definitely. Over the next 20 minutes, I set up the camera in 3 different spots, getting about 1 minute of film for each. TJ and Julian sit in the truck while I do, and whenever I glance at them, they seem to be animatedly chatting and laughing. Once I'm done, I sigh and quickly snap the legs back down into the bag along with the camera. I see my to-go box in the dirt and consider picking it up, but I don't. I drop the bag into the truck again before hopping into the passenger seat, leaving TJ to sit between the two of us. They go quiet as we start pulling out onto the dirt road. What were you guys talking about? Not much, just about high school. TJ nods. Again, starting to feel a little left out between these two. Kind of like a third wheel. So, what's the plan now? Well, we thought we'd go to the house now after we pick up Jenna and Carl. All right. We drive in silence a little while, and for some reason I start to wish that I was sitting in the middle. That way, Julian that way Julian keeps turning the wheel, forces his elbow to brush up against TJ's side, and I force myself to look away, wondering what the fuck I'm thinking. I'm treating TJ like he's something that belongs to me. We've only hung out recently and over the course of this week. I'd barely talked to him in the past 2 years. I force myself to look ahead, out the windshield. Then TJ's phone buzzes and my eyes naturally go to the screen as the link whips it out. I see the name Flynn, then the message underneath. Only have time to say a few words. You know, his fucking... Tell me. TJ jerks his phone back down and I look away just as I feel the link's eyes on my face. I wonder if he saw me looking. I'm sure he did. That doesn't really matter though, because now I'm wondering what the fuck Flynn thinks he's doing. They've been staying away from each other the past few days, obviously, but I guess Flynn found another way to get TJ. What the fuck does he think he's doing? I feel myself getting angry. I don't exactly know what the lizard is saying to TJ, but judging by by what I saw, it definitely wasn't good. I make a mental note to ask TJ about it tonight. If he won't tell me then, I'll let Leo know. He'll do something about it. Why are we thinking like that? We all walk up the sidewalk to the old ranch-style house. It's been a long, long time since I've seen the place. Even longer since I've walked on this path. Sydney's house is up the gravel road behind the forest. It's a bit of an odd spot, secluded from the rest of the town. It was all the better for us, I guess? It's nice not to be reminded of what happened. Guys, I don't know about this. You think he's just gonna let us in?
Well, what else can we do?
Maybe Sydney didn't mean his room?
Where else will he sleep?
I don't know. I mean, he'd nap in random places. If I remember right, like, he slept on my couch even.
Stop it, Chase. You know that's not what he meant.
Oh, well, who knows?
I do. I know where it is.
The dark edge of TJ's voice is creeping in again.
I suppose there's no harm in asking. You can't deny that it's a little weird for 5 young adults to just show up on your door asking to be let in. We don't have much of a choice though, do we?
TJ's walking ahead of all of us, marching up the concrete steps without hesitation before immediately ringing the bell.
Whoa, wait. We didn't even think of what we were going to say. I already know what I'm going to say.
We stand there in stunned silence for a bit, and I look around at the others. Carl looks completely uncomfortable, almost nauseous, his paws shoved deep into his pockets as he stares at the ground. Jen is staring at TJ, her brown furrowed, clearly worried. I think that's supposed to be her brow. It's spelled brown. Julian just stands there, as if the situation doesn't bother him at all. The door finally opens, revealing a young red panda, not much older than ourselves. He blinks at us and fixes a smile on his face.
Hello? Can I help you?
I see TJ's ears flatten down for a moment, his original tough resolve clearly faltering.
Hello?
The red panda stares down at TJ for a moment, waiting expectantly. I don't recognize him, and I'm sure I would have seen him around town if he'd moved in after Sydney's parents moved out. It must have been sometime recently, a few years ago. I decide that I should step in and to let TJ try and gather his wits. Hi, I'm Chase. This is TJ and Carl, Jenna, and Julian. I point to everyone, feeling my cheeks grow hot.
Oh, hello? Hi everyone. I'm Inji.
Another moment of awkward silence before I try to think of something else to say. How the hell do you bring up wanting to search someone's house because it belonged to your dead friend? As I'm trying to figure that out, TJ speaks up again.
Our friend used to live here about 12 years ago.
Oh, really? The panda seems to think. Are you talking about Sydney?
Sydney, yeah, he was our friend. Oh, sorry, I couldn't remember the name.
I think his aunt told me about what happened.
Yes, and he left something behind for us in his room. Is it alright if we come in and look for it?
Inji's originally inquisitive look is replaced by one of confusion and definitely a little bit of suspicion. Oh, all of you? I notice Carl still staring down hard at the floor, his paws twisting in his pockets.
If that's alright with you.
Inji stares at all of us for a good 10 seconds, causing even me to glance down at the floor, realizing how stupid all of this is. Finally, he starts to step back, closing the door a little bit as he does.
Sorry, but I don't think that's a good idea. Wait!
TJ steps forward, his fur bristling. The panda jumps a little, closing the door further until it's at a point where I can only see one of his eyes.
Sorry, it's just maybe I could come in and the rest of my friends can wait outside. This will be really quick. I know exactly where to look.
Panda's one eye looks back at us. TJ turns around and makes a shooing gesture with both paws. There's a pause, and we stumble back a little down the steps onto the sidewalk. My face burns again in embarrassment, realizing what a bunch of crazy people we look like right now. I look back and see TJ standing alone on the porch, looking back at the panda, his paws clasped together. Aw, I mean, Inji's so cute. Yeah, they're really cute. I like their design. Again, what feels like a very long silence seems to drag on until Inji opens the door slightly. You know what? Why don't you just tell me where it is and I'll have a look?
Oh yeah,
TJ seemed surprised, as if only now considering that idea.
it's the room on the left, down the hallway.
TJ points at the door at the angle.
In the closet, in the back corner. It might be in a box.
Inji's facial expression mirrors mine as I frown. A box in a closet sitting there for over a decade? Alright, I'll have a look. Inji disappears behind. TJ, how do you know exactly where it is? Now it's starting to feel like you set up this entire thing. Inji disappears behind the door and I hear a deadbolt slide into place. We stand there in silence for a while before Carl breaks it.
Dude, he's calling the police.
No, he's not.
We look like a bunch of crazy people. We should leave.
Not until he comes back out.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I think technically it's okay unless he tells us to leave. He did say he's going to look for it. No harm in just waiting for his answer. I see Carl scuff his hooves against the pavement, looking around nervously. I wonder if he had too much weed or something. I don't think he did. Why do you think it's in the closet?
He used a shoebox in there as a spot for his treasure hunts before. You remember?
I vaguely do, now that he mentions it. But I'm surprised TJ does. He's even younger than us. Then the door opens and Inji comes back out. His facial expression is completely different now. It's one of amazement and disbelief, but it's what's in his paws that catch my attention. It's a teal-colored shoebox, old and worn and torn through the corners. My mouth drops. Inji stands there for a moment holding the box out. Is this it? It's not mine. And there's a piece of paper inside. TJ's paws shake as he reaches out to take the box, lifting the lid to look inside. It was in the spot that you said. I've never seen that before. I feel my stomach twist, more dismayed than anything that he found something. Do you not use that closet? It's been an odd question, but I want to know how the hell he might have missed it. Inji shakes his head. No, not really. It's mostly a storage room right now. I think I've opened it a few times to put some boxes on the shelf, but I can't really remember. Did you not look inside when you first moved in? Inji looks at me, and so does TJ over the shoulder. I guess now I'm sounding like a crazy person. Well, I can't really remember. It was a couple of years ago. I had family help me move them in, so maybe they just thought it was mine if they saw it. I want to ask more, but I bite my lip, not wanting to seem as frustrated and suspicious as I am. It's definitely something I could have missed. I found a few things in the crawl space from the last family. Who lived here before you, if you don't mind asking? Inji leans against the doorway, his arms folded, looking at a lot more relaxed now. It was it was the family you're talking about, I think. The Bronsons?
Yeah.
TJ's still looking down at the box, having not taken out the note. Yep, the woman who lived here moved out right after what happened. But then her sister moved in. She told me about what happened when I bought the place. Inji looks down at the box that TJ's still holding. Do you know what he left you? How did you know to find it?
It's an old scavenger hunt that we found. It told us to come here.
Like, something he left behind?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry about what happened to your friend. You might have been children at the time? No one says anything, so I nod for them. I'm sorry. Also, sorry for being so suspicious when you guys showed up. Though, I caught someone trying to break in a few days back. Can't be too careful. Don't worry about it. That's completely understandable. Inji nods and shifts around. I don't want to pry, but what does it say? I didn't read it since I didn't want to intrude or anything. TJ lifts the lid again, then reaches in to pull out the piece of paper. It's identical to the others that we've seen. Inji takes the box from the link so he can use both paws to unfold a note. Then he starts reading.
I hope that you're all having fun. Soon you'll know what Chase has done. Figure it out.
It's a piece of cake. If you can't, look by Carl's drawing at the lake. It goes quiet for a while. The only sound is the wind rustling through the trees. Then I hear a gagging sound and look back just in time to see Carl hurling into some bushes. What did we do? We did something. TJ definitely saw it and it was covering for us when we were younger. And he did all of this. He set all of this up. He said there was a break-in a few days ago. We came here, like the Sunday of the week. Did he break into the house to put that box in there? Ugh. Also, I'm sorry if I react slow. I think there's a slight delay on the stream. I'm not sure by how long. But by judging how far back you said don't apologize, Inji, it was like it's probably a couple of seconds. It's been about half an hour since we found the last note. After Carl lost his lunch in the bushes, Julian drove him back home and we had to put the scavenger hunt on hold. TJ wants all of us to be there for it. Julian is still waiting for us, and I keep wondering what the hell he's going to when the hell he's going to go home. He just joined our little group today and TJ acts like he needs to be part of this for some reason. He barely even knew Sydney. But that doesn't really matter. This whole thing is so ridiculous. It's so obvious that Sydney had nothing to do with this scavenger hunt. Someone's planting these damn notes and they have it out for me. I sit with my back against the headboard of the bed, staring at my legs as TJ tries to defend this whole thing.
If it was really bothering you, Chase, then you don't have to come.
I bristle a bit. You're insisting everyone else go. Why not me? I force myself not to look over at Julian.
I do want you to come, but you're so angry. I've never seen you like this.
Oh, I have. We all have. Chase is just acting like his old self now. Jenna sits in the corner of her laptop as usual, smirking. It pisses me the fuck off. Listen, whoever's writing these has it out for me. Look at what the last one said.
Sydney wrote them, and he always kind of teased you. Just like him.
I go quiet, looking away with a glare. What do you think the clues are implying about you, Chase? I think for a moment, but it's hard with all the anger that keeps threatening to bubble up to the surface. I don't know. I just don't like the sound of it, and honestly, I try to think of the right word to say what I'm going to say next. If you respect me, you see that and stop this stupid hunt. It goes quiet for a moment. Then Julian stands up. Hey, I'm gonna head out. Let me know what you guys decide to do tomorrow. I got the whole day off.
Oh, okay, man. Thanks for coming with us.
TJ gives the Sag a side hug, and I try to keep myself from bristling. Once Julian leaves the door, TJ sits on the foot of the bed, looking at me. Hey, AM. It's interesting there are so many dynamics, nefarious or other. Every time Flynn prods for the truth, Chase gets upset or nervous. TJ being the target makes it worse, but TJ has his own trauma. Oh. Ooh, I'm gonna have to breathe out for this one. Oh my god.
I completely respect you, Chase, but I really think these are from Sydney. He's just teasing you.
I don't say anything, choosing to look at the wall, feeling more unnerved by my own emotions than anything else. I don't feel like myself at all.
I know I asked you this morning, but if you think this is someone else's doing, who could it be?
Jenna crosses her arms, looking at me earnestly. I sit there quietly for a moment, debating whether or not I should just tell them. I decide I have to, since neither of the others seem to see it. It's not Flynn. If it was Flynn, how would TJ know immediately, Chase? I think it's Flynn.
What?
I think it's Flynn and Carl. They're doing this whole thing. He can't be serious. Who else? Carl's the one that found the first note. I think Flynn gave it to him. The look on Jenna's and TJ's face makes me look away again. Am I going crazy?
Chase, that's
Crazy? I know. But you saw how Carl was acting today. How nervous he was. He even threw up. Carl does that sometimes. Ah! I slide my legs off the bed and let them hang over the side, fully facing the wall now.
I know Flynn was back at the river, but even he wouldn't do that.
I look back at TJ with a glare. What about those texts he's sending you?
What?
TJ's paws flies to his pocket, a shocked look on his face. Jenna looks between us.
What?
Flynn sent TJ a text swearing at him, and I think he's been messaging you this whole time. TJ's quiet, just staring at me. TJ? Is that true? TJ stares at the floor for a moment before finally looking up, his voice oddly calm.
Yeah, well, he's angry. Of course he would be. But he has no reason to be writing the scavenger hunt. Flynn would never do that.
You sure about that? TJ glares back at me. And now I can tell that I've made him angry. Yeah, no, I noticed that. Earlier today, especially with Julian. Like, during that entire car ride, that was so uncomfortable. Hearing Chase say, like, if Flynn's doing something, I'll just tell Leo. And then, like, the entire end route where, like, the ending portion of Flynn's route where he just sides with Leo immediately and just conveniently forgets everything. And now thinking about it, what Jenna said earlier makes sense. He's reverting back to his child, like as he was as a child, using Leo as his form of protection, being angry at Flynn. Like, we know this is TJ. I feel like it's TJ setting this up because it makes more sense that it's TJ. But like, this is getting out of hand. During the office argument, the interrogation where the entire friend group implodes, the entity protecting its secret. Anyway, this is the best route. Enjoy frequently unhinged otter. Oh no.
Yes?
Why would he do that in the first place? I don't have to think hard on that one. To hurt TJ? To ruin our friendship by making up lies about me? To just be a complete dick? Take your pick.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't say anything, choosing to glare at the wall. Jenna looks between us again and shakes her head. All right, that's enough of this. Neither of you are acting like yourselves, so I think it's best we head to bed, all right? Whatever. I sat into bed on my side, still staring at the wall. listening as TJ gets up and goes into the bathroom. Jenna goes on to typing on her computer. I lay there quietly, deciding that I'm going to have to do something to stop this. Why? Sneaking out of the motel is probably the hardest part. I know that if they catch me at any point, it's over. At about 3 a.m., I slide out of bed, listening to TJ's snores and watching Jenna's unmoving form curled up on the bed in front of me. Quietly, I dig around my bag for the keys and slip out the door into the night. I grip my teeth as my car starts up, imagining TJ or Jenna pulling back the curtains and seeing me sitting in the car. I've got excuses. I'm sick. I had to drive to the emergency room. Or even that I just couldn't sleep and wanted to go for a snack somewhere. They're all suspicious, but should be enough to cover my ass if things go south. I drive along the quiet road, my surroundings almost black since the moon has set. It takes me a moment to find the side road that will take me to the shore. Once I do, I see one lonely orange light glaring at the middle of the parking lot, a park away from it at the edge of the lot. It's dark here. The music is so nice. I'm like on edge right now. I gotta close the curtain behind me because it's too bright. I sit in the car for a while, wondering what I'm doing, wondering what the fuck I'm going to do. But something drives me, a feeling that if I don't do this, then the rest of my life is going to be ruined. I can't let that happen. I open the door and quickly get out. I pull out my phone and turn on the light, finding the small dirt trail that leads into the inky blackness. The air is cool. I can smell the lake. I'm also going to drink water. The music choices in this game is so good. Honestly. Pretty soon I can hear it too. The soft, desolate sounds of the waves running against the thin strip of shore. It's peaceful, but at the same time, it terrifies me. And for a moment, I feel like the lake is one giant living thing. It dwarfs me with its presence. A giant, all-knowing thing. It knows I'm here. I shudder and force myself to continue. I find the shoreline and the dry sand shifts under my feet as I take a right and follow the shore. I try to ignore the sounds of the lake, the feeling that it's watching me, beckoning me towards it. Finally, I come across the boulder that I'm looking for, the one that Carl used to carve his drawings into. Of course, it would be something Carl used. That fat piece of shit. I kneel down beside it, moving the light on my phone around it until I find the drawings. I look at the super wolf etched into the rock, glaring. Then I see a glint of light above it. I shift the phone up to see what it is. I gasp, and I can't help a ragged scream from escaping my throat. A tarantula sits there staring back at me. Its clusters of eyes shining back in the darkness. I stumble back in the sand and fall, sitting down hard and causing my teeth to clack together. I scramble back up. I look around for a rock and quickly find one. When I turn back around and lift the light, the spider's gone. I look around for a while in case it just moved around, maybe on the ground closer to me. I don't see anything though, and I throw the rock at the lake, cursing the damn thing. Then I kneel down and look at the spot between the rocky ground and the boulder. It takes a few moments and I have to get real close, looking deeper into the crevice, and then there's a glint of what looks like metal. I start to dig with my bare hands. Then with the help of a flat rock laying nearby, I'm sweating and gasping by the time I pull the thing free. It looks like an old lunchbox. I shine a light on it and can barely make out what looks like a cartoon dragon. I open it and pull out the note. I read it. In a fit of rage, I tear this stupid thing in half and throw it into the ground. You fucker! I hiss it out through my teeth and pull out the piece of paper that I had taken out of one of Jenna's notebooks along with a pen. I write for a moment using the old lunchbox as a flat surface. When I'm done, I drop it into the box, then wedge the box into the crevice, covering it up, and with the loose dirt I moved. I pack it down and stand back up. Thinking twice, I pick up the shredded note and stuff it into my pocket. Then I walk back up the shore and up the trail, ignoring what looks like the eye shine of a tarantula is all around me. Maybe it's just stars. I don't remember much of the drive back or the parking lot of the motel. The next thing I know, I'm standing next to the bed, glaring down at TJ, watching him sleep. Saturday. Oh my god. I just need a moment. Oh my god. Ugh. We arrive at the lake about 10 in the morning. Hold up. I just want to check. Are we still streaming? Yep. Okay, we're still streaming over there. We still because last time I did this, the stream crashed for some odd reason. All right, we're still good. It's Saturday and the bad things haven't happened yet. Not yet. Julian had driven down over an hour ago to pick us up before driving to Carl's house. Carl wasn't ready when we got there, and when he answered the door, his eyes were bleary and red. It took him a good 20 minutes to get ready, and all the while I struggled not to glare at him. It's weird. I've been friends with this ram for almost my entire life, and it's only now that I'm feeling a real disgust for the person that he is. So many self-created problems. He keeps his head down most of the time, so he doesn't see me. He's still feeling sick too, so he opts to ride in the truck bed, and on the way down, and Jenna sits with him. I can't help but wonder what might happen if we have an accident. TJ sits next to me, and this time I'm sure to sit in the middle so that Julian is on my left and TJ is on my right. It feels better this way. As the lake comes into view, I rest upon TJ's knee. He glances at me, then nods in acknowledgement. I give his thigh a squeeze and wait as we pull into the parking lot, going over the scenarios in my head for what might happen. Well, here we are. We don't say anything in response as we quietly get out of the truck. Jenna jumps out of the truck bed easily, while Carl struggles, and I imagine him falling straight out and face planting into the asphalt. Jenna helps him though, and then we're all walking down the trail towards the lake, single file. I walk right behind TJ though, so I can keep an eye on him and anyone else that might try to fuck with him. Wow. It's been 12 years since I've been down here. Yeah. There's a cool freshness in the air by the lake. I breathe it in and get hit with the sweet memories of spending entire days down here. Swimming in the lake, building sandcastles, poking at dead fish on the beach. As we start walking on the beach and approach the big boulder, I felt my heart start to hammer in my chest. I pick up my speed to catch up to TJ. How are you feeling? I'm okay. You don't sound okay. I'm nervous. What we all are. I actually feel like I'm gonna throw up. TJ suddenly reaches out his paws and holds mine. I'm surprised. TJ's never done this before, and though I know it's probably due to the situation we're in, it still makes me feel warm inside. It's going to be okay. I know it. This is going to be the end. TJ's voice breaks up on the last word. The end? The end of what exactly? TJ's guilt over Sydney? The mystery over what exactly happened to him? Of the world as we know it? Yeah, that's probably it. Because I know that after this morning, things are never going to be the same again. Just remember that if it's buried by that boulder, it's probably gone by now. I know I said it every time before, but the lake has flooded a few times since. I look up at the steep, rocky bank out on our right. Remember that spring that it went all the way up to the road? Yeah. I look back at our friends. Jenna's walking side by side with Carl, talking to him in a low voice. Julian's ahead of them, and he's looking directly at me. I look away. I'm just saying that Even if it's there, it's probably water damage to the point that we won't be able to read it. TJ stays silent, just as we come up on the rocks sitting there on the beach like it has since I can remember. Probably like it has been since the lake was even created. TJ holds my paw as Julian, Jenna, and Carl stand next to us, the five of us, in a sort of semicircle around the boulder. Well, here we are. Julian says the exact same thing he said in the parking lot, and I feel myself starting to get annoyed. But I cling to TJ's paw, and that calms me down a little. So, if it's here, it could be anywhere knowing Jenna says his name carefully. He'd probably leave a marker of some kind. This one could be hard to find.
Remember that he said it was by Carl's drawing. It's probably be right next to that. I don't know, guys. The other ones were inside of something. This is just out on the beach. The sand's changing all the time.
Carl digs up the damp sand with his hoof, his paws shoved into his pockets, eyes downcast. Everything okay, Carl? I say sharply. Everything okay, Carl? I say it sharply, not bothering to filter out the annoyance in my voice. He looks up at me a bit surprised.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm okay. I just feel sicker from the ride down.
Smoke too much? Carl frowns.
No, I just get sick sometimes when I'm stressed. The weed makes me feel less sick, actually.
I stop myself from asking what it is he's so stressed about.
Are you okay, Chase?
I'm good. I shouldn't be drawing attention to myself right now. Meanwhile, Julian is walking around the boulder looking for the drawing. TJ lets go of my paw, finally, and starts to walk around the boulder from the other side. Almost immediately, he points excitedly.
Oh, Carl, you're drawing!
Carl sidles up to him before chuckling quietly.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, I thought it'd be gone by now.
Why would it be? You chipped at the rock. Didn't you spend like a month doing that? Carl looks down at his paws.
Yeah, I fucked up my paws doing it.
I moved around to stand next to them and see the rough outline of a muscular wolf with a long cape. Super Wolf. Carl had been obsessed with that superhero since the new movie was coming out that summer. Oh my god, I gotta get comfy. I don't think he liked it very much because right after he saw it, he stopped working on the etching. It's actually pretty good, especially when you consider that Carl was like 9 when he did it. I pushed those memories out of my head, wiping out the smile, childhood face of Carl from my mind. Then I steel myself. Fuck. I steel myself, preparing for what I'm going to say and for what's about to happen. Hey, look at the sand underneath it. Everyone looks down in unison at where I'm pointing my finger. I let it sink in for a moment before I say it.
The dirt. It looks like someone dug it up recently.
No one says anything.
Or maybe the sand just weathered there? I don't know.
TJ kneels down next to the boulder, reaching out a paw to steady himself against it as Julian kneels down across from him. He reaches out with the other paw, poking at the looser looking dirt, slightly darker than the sand around it. Still, no one says anything, and I decide not to push it further, knowing that I've already planted a seed of doubt in TJ's mind. We should have grabbed a garden shovel from your house, Carl.
Yeah.
I pick up the flat rock I used last night. Here. I hand it to Julian. He looks at it for a second before digging the sharp end into the dirt. It sinks in deep and easily before the stag turns out the sand. Less than a minute later, TJ gasps and reaches into the shallow hole, pulling out the lunchbox. Now that there's daylight, I can see the chipped green paint of the dragon. TJ holds it for a moment, staring down at it. Julian looks around at us. Was that Sydney's? I can't remember, but TJ nods and with shaky hands unlatches the metal clasp. Carl stands further back than the rest of us, motionless. Jenna once again has her paw up to her mouth, not saying anything. TJ opens the lid. The hinges squeak a little as the tin flops open, revealing my note. Paws still shaking. TJ reaches in. At this point, there's a little hesitation in TJ's movements. He's eager to find out what it says, eager to get this done. TJ unfolds the note, then reads it. He doesn't read out loud, instead letting his eyes go back and forth over the page while the rest of us wait. I know at that point that he's finished reading it, but he still doesn't say anything. Eyes glued to the page. TJ? TJ doesn't say anything, continuing to stare. TJ, what does it say? TJ sits there for a few seconds before he wordlessly holds out the note to no one in particular. His face is blank for the most part, but I can see the shock in his eyes. Julian takes it from him and starts reading it. You reach the end, but I don't have the answer. So I ask again, TJ, what happened to Sydney? The silence that follows is one of the heaviest that I've ever experienced. Carl's still frozen, but now he's looking up at Julian. Jenna's moved her paw from her mouth at this point, but she's clutching her necklace, her eyes on TJ. Julian is staring at the links, waiting, probably unsure of what any of this means. TJ, meanwhile, stares at the hole that we dug up, his paws laying limp in his lap, ears dropping. I start walking over to him. What does it mean? Do you guys know? I rest upon TJ's shoulder, touching it softly. He doesn't move, so I crouch down next to him, slowly wrapping an arm around his shoulders, drawing him in. I can feel him trembling. Guys? I look over at Julian with a sad look on my face. We have a friend who has a grudge about this whole thing. I think he might have been the one leaving the notes. TJ shakes his head against me, but doesn't say anything. Julian stares. But why? I shrug, beginning to stroke the top of TJ's head. Julian looks from me to TJ. I don't know. Maybe he thought that this was his last chance to hurt TJ somehow. I really don't know. Jenna and Carl have walked up to stand next to us, and both seem to be at a loss for words. The paper is different, though. TJ's voice is distant and faint, muffled against my chest. This otter, we knew from the beginning this otter was the problem. There are ways to make a paper look old. Maybe he just didn't have time with this one. Julian shakes his head. Listen, I know I've only been a part of this for a day, but this is crazy. And those are a lot of assumptions. Do you really know what happened? If you knew this friend of ours like we do, you'd understand how obvious this is. But then Jenna shakes her head as well. No. No, Flynn wouldn't do this. He's a jerk, but he wouldn't do this. You know that Flynn's been sending TJ threatening texts all week, and that he's been out to fuck with TJ since we got here. Jenna shakes her head again, but doesn't say anything. He wouldn't. I snap my gaze at Carl, glaring. Dude, even at his worst, he would never do something like this. It's too fucked up. All of that work just to fuck with us? And it has to do with Sydney? No. Oh my god, I'm actually crying. Chase is horrid. And who found the first note? Who's been Flynn's best friend since we all left? Whoa, Chase. Carl's eyes go wide. I don't like how it's just dead silent. There's no music whatsoever. TJ finally lifts his head, looking up at Carl. You're the one that gave it to us. Set us off on this whole bullshit scavenger hunt. Gotta love the chunter. Carl takes a step back, mouth hanging open, looking at me like I'm some sort of alien or something. This entire thing was fucking crazy from the start. Our dead friend who left notes behind a decade ago, and somehow it's all still here? In the old school? In that house? Fuck that! Chase, stop it. Jenna's voice is soft and distant, lacking any sort of authority. I stand up suddenly, staring the ram down. What? How? No? Carl takes another step back, and I can see his chest heaving. He can't even get his words out. It's like he's it's like he just ran a marathon and can't even catch his breath. Huh? I don't. Honestly, Howley and McSkinny did a great job writing this. Carl clutches his chest, and I can't help but notice how fucking guilty he looks right now. He suddenly retches and gags loudly. Carl, breathe! No! You can't use your fucking anxiety, I make air quotes, you monster, as a shield right now. Did Flynn put you up to this? Carl retches again and doubles over, spitting on the ground. Carl! Jenna starts walking towards the round, but at that moment something rushes past me, then past Jenna. I have a moment to see TJ's back. His tufted ears are laid flat against his head, like he moved so fast that the wind has pushed him back. There's another quick movement that I can't quite see from my angle. But then Carl's stumbling back, a paw up to his face, letting out a gasp like he's been holding his breath for 10 minutes. I lunge forward, reaching out for TJ as the cat goes in for another swipe. Carl jumps back towards the embankment, and as he does, he lands on many rocks that separate the beach from the road. I grab the back of TJ's shirt just as I see Carl's hoof disappear between the rocks. And Carl falls back. There's a sound like a... Oh my god. There's a sound like a thick branch snapping in two, cutting through the air like a gunshot. Immediately, Carl let out the most hideous scream I've ever heard the ram make. No! Jenna runs past us, followed by Julian at a more even jog. Meanwhile, I hold on to TJ, the lynx still going after Carl, making a yowling sound as his claws swipe at the air, baring his teeth. He's wild, feral, nothing at all. TJ, stop. I'm here. I'm here. I try talking into the lynx's ear at the same time. I feel him starting to go limp in my grasp, the energy and rage slowly going out of him. I finally feel safe enough to turn him around, pulling him into a hug. It's okay. You got him. You're fine. TJ looked towards Carl one last time, watching the ram roll back and forth on his back, choking, howling, and screaming all at once. Oh my god! Oh my god! TJ suddenly turns his face into my chest and starts to cry. Jesus, his ankle! Carl, can you move? But Carl isn't listening, continuing to scream and hyperventilate at the same time. Call an ambulance! I don't know who she's talking to, but Julian pulls out his phone. TJ continues to sob into my chest, and I start to move away towards the trail, pulling TJ with me. I'm taking Teach back to the motel. Yes, leave, please. Jenna snarls at me over her shoulder. Hi, we need paramedics. Yes, someone here tripped and broke his leg, and now he can't get up. Carl, I know it hurts, but you need to breathe. I'm gonna count. Jenna's voice fades away as I start fast walking towards the trail, pulling the sobbing TJ along with me. I defended this otter. I liked him during Carl's route. I felt him during Leo's route. And I felt bad for him in Flynn's route. And in Jenna's, it felt okay. But this, I hate this fucker. With all my being now. What did that note actually say? I want to know. Like, I'm gripping my palm right now. Fuck Chase. What the fuck? TJ finally pulls away from me when we reach the parking lot and starts walking ahead, hugging himself. I follow behind him at a close distance, listening to him sob for a while. It isn't until we reach the road that he finally calmed down enough to stop sobbing. I walk quietly behind him for a little bit longer before finally catching up, walking next to him. He doesn't say anything and goes on hugging himself, hiccuping softly every once in a while. I wonder if I should have said anything, ask him about what happened, or even change the subject completely. Chase is so fucking insane in TJ's route. You're right, Max. Like, I'm still gripping my paw. Jenna's route is the midway point context-wise. The scene when Chase is revealed to have been texting and gaslighting Leo, explaining why he's such what? He gaslighting Leo, explaining why he is such a feral problem puppy. That's the turning moment. You're right. I hate this man. Where everything was structured to show there's something off about all of them. Yeah, everyone is, has something. Oh my god. And I know there's not going to be like anything else because this is a done product. This is a finished product. This is a finished story. We need to get to the end. We need to get the end to the end of this. Hold up. I wonder if I should have said. Mic test, mic test. Hello? There's like a complete lag. Hello? There's like a complete lag. Oh my god. This is going slightly well. Mic is good? Alright. Alright. Oh my god. It's always with the, it's always on like, whenever I do echo. For some reason, that's the only thing that, like, whenever that happens, like, I don't know what's going on. It's annoying. All right. Okay. Got an hour in here. All right. I wonder if I should say anything, ask him about what happened, or even change the subject completely. Eventually, though, he's the one to speak first.
I, I didn't mean to.
He cuts off as he goes into a coughing fit. I rub him in the back gently. It's okay. You don't have to explain yourself after what he did.
Do you think?
TJ takes a deep breath, finally steadying his words.
Do you think he really did that?
I let the silence drag on for a moment, before finally replying. Who else could it have been? I completely understand why you went along with all of those notes, but in the end, this was the only realistic conclusion we were going to get. It's a manipulative son of a bitch. They're all so manipulative. What the fuck? Fuck. The fuck? Multi-stream blues. Crying.
Yeah, I just didn't think they'd do something like this, especially Carl.
TJ says Carl's name softly.
I still don't know if he did it. But then I remember what he said when he played Spin the Bottle. I felt like it had to be him. I was just so angry. I've never been angry in my life. It was scary.
I mean, maybe Flynn didn't tell him everything about what was going on. I guess he could have been tricked into thinking Flynn somehow had good intentions in all of this. I don't know.
His leg.
TJ covers his face like he's about to start crying again. I quickly put my arm around him and hold him close. Hey, this isn't your fault. Honestly, he deserves that scratch you gave him. He fell on his own. TJ shakes his head.
I just. I can't even remember what happened. I just started running at him like I wasn't in control. It was like all automatic or something.
Him too? TJ. I stop the links and turn him towards me, even though he keeps covering his face. This is not your fault. What Flynn and Carl did to you is absolutely disgusting. And honestly, I'm amazed that you were able to hold yourself back as much as you did.
But the sounds he was making, it sounded awful.
TJ's face screws up under his paw. I hug him again. No, he only had a taste of the pain you're feeling on the inside. Now, stop thinking about him. It's over. This whole thing is over. TJ starts crying softly again, and I hold him closer, letting him get it out of his system. Over his shoulder, I can see the ambulance lights flashing, though they don't have the siren on. I'm thankful for that, at least. My phone buzzes in my pocket a few times, but I ignore it, waiting until the link's soft sobs taper out. I turn him away from the lake so he doesn't see the lights, and we keep walking slowly up the road. Less than a mile away, the motel sign glints in the sunlight. TJ shuffles along, continuing his quiet snuffling. Did you want to leave today?
I don't know. Maybe?
Well, let's get back to the motel and sit down for a while, okay? Then we can decide what we want to do.
Okay.
TJ's breathing evens out again as we get closer to the motel.
But why did you think Flint would do that? Doesn't make sense.
I shrug. Well, like I said yesterday, I think now that he knows he isn't going to get the answers he wants, he's just out to hurt us now. That's it, really.
You're right. Guess I just didn't think he could be capable of that.
I mean, you always see the best in people. There's nothing wrong with that. TJ doesn't respond, and we're silent for the rest of the way there. Don't bring this music back up. You're not allowed to do this after what just happened. You were not allowed. Oh my god. The first thing TJ does when we get inside is lay on the bed and stare at the ceiling. I check my texts and see that they're all from Jenna. They say Carl just broke his ankle and that he's going to be fine. Julian's driving me to the hospital so we can sit with Carl and bring him back when they're done. By the way, when they asked Carl what happened, he said he just slipped on the rock and fell. He said that's where he got the scratch. That's where the scratch came from too. I assume he doesn't want us to tell anyone about what happened. You should think about checking out early. I'm probably going to a friend's house in Peyton after this. I stare at the last text, wondering what exactly it means. She's going to her friend's house? And that's just it? Almost sounds like she's just done with us. I would be too! Because it doesn't make sense, any of this, from an outside perspective. I guess one good thing came out of this then. Carl's gonna be fine. He told the paramedics that he slipped on a rock, so I don't think he's going to be like pressing charges or anything. TJ covers his face and I hope he isn't about to cry again, but when he starts talking, his voice is steady and even.
I'm gonna have to see him before we leave. I don't want to leave this town like this.
He sounds defeated, like he knows things are now ruined beyond any sort of repair. I suddenly feel a wave of compassion and love for the Lynx, the one purely good person in this shit town. I get up and drape myself over the bed next to TJ. He looks up in surprise, ears perk and twitching, his tufts waving around in the most adorable way. I feel gross now just reading Chase's lines. I feel slimy. Listen, I know we can just forget what happened back there, and I know we can't just fix everything, but I pause and wait until TJ looks up at me. I want to spend the rest of the weekend together and just have fun. There's not really much else we can do. TJ looks back up at the ceiling.
But what about your project?
I laugh. Dude, it doesn't matter anymore. I'll just retake the class over the summer or something.
It doesn't sound good. I don't want to cause you to fail.
You're not. I'm making this decision. TJ continues to stare at the ceiling, his eyes glistening with unshed tears.
I don't know. It doesn't feel right. I just broke Carl's leg.
Carl fell and broke his leg, TJ.
No, I did it. Things are messed up now.
His voice starts to go up high again, and I quickly put a paw on his shoulder. Shh. We can't think about that anymore. It's over. I rub his shoulder comfortingly. You know what? Let's go to Payton. Get out of this crappy town and do something, okay? TJ lets out a shuddery sigh.
Maybe I just need a minute.
Okay. I roll over and look out the window through the blinds, feeling like I've accomplished something. Ugh. Things went a little further than I planned on, but it's working out for the best. My main issue now is figuring out what the hell Flynn and Carl were planning with all of that bullshit and what all they know. Assuming it had to been them at all, but as of right now, I can't imagine who else it could have been. I feel a little guilty about what happened to Carl, but I had to show everyone how stupid and crazy this whole thing was. And just then, I see Flynn's truck roll into the parking lot. I tense up, staring in disbelief. What the hell reason would he have to come here? I'm only frozen up for a moment before I suddenly swing my legs off the bed. I don't know if TJ's looking. I hope not, as I start closing the blinds. I'll close these so the sun isn't shining on your eyes. I'm going to make a call to Jenna and make sure things are okay, alright? I look back and I'm relieved to see TJ now only looking over at me.
Okay, tell her I'm sorry.
I will. Now get some rest. I try not to look like I'm in a hurry as I go to the door and open it just wide enough for me to slide out. Flynn's truck pulls into the parking space about 20 feet away, and I jog over to him before he can get out. Hey, I say just as he opens the door. He looks at me coldly for a moment before getting out and slamming the door shut. Hey. We stand there awkwardly for a full 10 seconds, but Flynn doesn't say anything. You need something? Why do you think I'm here, Chase? I shrug. I have no idea, Flynn. Flynn stares at me for a few seconds as he chews out a toothpick in his mouth. You were down by the lake. That's a really weird thing to assume, Flynn. Coughs. Don't play with me. I see ambulance lights over by the lake, and 10 minutes later, I get a text from Carl telling me he hurt his leg. Really, Flynn? People go down there by the lake all the time. It could have been anyone. No one goes down by the lake. I know you've been sneaking around this town doing shady shit with Tej and Jen. I keep on a straight face, refusing to crack under Flynn's pressure. The only reason why I didn't ask you what the fuck you were doing is because I know you all hate me right now. But if you really went down there together, that's fucked. Why is it fucked, Flynn? Because you decided it's off limits for everyone else because it makes you feel bad? Fuck off. Flynn's eyes widen for a moment. Do not fuck with me on this, Chase. You know that's the last thing I ever want to hear from you. It's strange how I feel right now. Normally I'd be trying to calm the lizard, try to talk him through his temper and past drama, but now, I don't care. Just like with Carl, I don't care how far this goes. This is his fault in the end. I can't believe you, Flynn. You start this whole thing and now you try to act like the victim? It's fucking disgusting. That's what you're doing, Chase. Flynn gives me a baffled look. What are you talking about? You mean what I said by the river? Actually, yeah, that probably was the start of it. How does that lead to your assholes fucking around by the lake? You know exactly how. I watch Flynn carefully, trying to see if I can sense anything in his demeanor and his expressions. I've never really known him to lie, but if he's lying right now, then he's fucking amazing at it, because all I can sense is bewilderment. He must have a lot of experience with lying. Jace, what the fuck is up with you right now? What do you mean? You're acting like an ass. Oh, so now you know how we all feel when you talk to us? Flynn stares at me, studying me, then he looks up.
Who's here?
No one.
The fuck? Where's TJ and Jenna?
Not here. Flynn glances down at me.
Well, I gotta take a piss, so can I come in?
No. We stare at each other down for a long, long time. Finally, Flynn pushes past me.
Well, I'm gonna give the door a knock to see if anyone's there. Maybe you missed them.
I whirl around and follow him angrily. He doesn't want to talk to you. Flynn turns on me.
Oh, so TJ's here then. Why didn't you tell me that?
What do you think? Flynn, you need to leave right now. Flynn glares down at me.
I know you guys are up to something having to do with Sydney. If that's the case, then I have every right to know.
Flynn starts walking again.
And he has every right to talk to me himself.
I dart around Flynn and stand in front of the lizard, glaring up at him, bracing myself once again.
Get out of my way, Chase.
Leave him alone. Flynn pauses.
All I want to do is talk. That's it.
I let out a mirthless laugh. After what you did at the river? Hell no. Flynn tries to push around me again. I grab his arm. He swings, tries to yank it back, and I shove him back towards his truck. Leave! I'd be yelling right now, but I don't want TJ to hear us through the thin motel walls.
Don't fucking touch me and get out of my fucking way!
He tries again, and this time I grab his arm and yank him away, swinging him like Leo did at the river. He might be tall, but I'm kind of amazed how easily I can manipulate Flynn's body like a mannequin. Either that, or I just don't know my own strength. Flynn rolls with a curse and immediately pops back up, taking an awkward swing at my head.
Fucking little prick!
I duck his punch and tackle him around the waist, knocking us both to the asphalt as Flynn grunts loudly. Ugh. I scrambled on top of the lizard and sit on his chest, pinning his arms under my knees. Again, he can barely move under me.
Weak.
I snarled down at him, raising my fist. Flynn flinches, closing his eyes and turning his head away. I pause, letting the tension build. Finally, I slowly lower it. Leave, Flynn. Otherwise, I'm going to cave your fucking face in. I'm tired of you bullying TJ and talking out all your problems on the rest of us and just being a miserable piece of shit all your life. I keep my voice low, almost growling like a canine. Flynn cracks open an eye, looking up at me in fear. Fucking hate you. I've always had, and you deserve to have every single one of your fucking teeth knocked out of the way you've always treated us. I look back towards the door, but it's closed, quiet. I look back down at Flynn. Leave. I never want to see your ugly fucking face again. Understand? Flynn just stares up at me. I can sense the fear still, maybe even a little hurt.
What happened, Chase?
I don't say anything. I know he isn't going to fight anymore. I get up, and Flynn lays there for a moment, staring at me. Finally, he rolls over and gets to his feet unsteadily. Then, without a word, gets back into his truck and starts it up. I turn away, finally hearing the lizard pull out of the parking lot as I open the door to the motel. I'm relieved to see TJ sitting on the bed, looking down at his phone. I was positive that he heard something. He looks up when he hears the door open.
Hey,
Hey, TJ.
what did she say?
Carl's good. The doctors are checking him out. She said you're fine. She said you're fine and that she understands why you did it. But I guess she's a little stressed out too because she's going to a friend's house in Payton.
Oh,
TJ's ears lower. I think she just wants to give you space.
maybe. I did get a text from Julian.
Oh, really? There's a twinge of irritation.
Yeah, said he was going to stop by after he drops off Carl.
Rez, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Chase is a fucking asshole and crazy and manipulative, and everything's just horridly wrong. Echo is just, oh, we're going in circles. After a long time. Rez, we're going in circles, man. We're going in circles. I'm crying. Oh my god. I was thinking we could wait until then before we leave to talk to Julian at least. I don't think Carl wants to see me. Okay. I try not to let the anger creep into my voice as I sit down on the bed next to the Lynx. This is Saturday. Carl just broke his leg. We found the last letter that Chase wrote down and replaced. We don't know what the original letter says, but it was enough for TJ to get so upset to swipe and claw at Carl, causing him to slip off the rocks and break his ankle. And enough for Jenna to be mad at us as well. Honestly, it's a nice read. Personally, I feel like shit. Oh my god, we're taking like after this, we're taking an hour breather before we play Jackbox because like I'm playing Jackbox after this. Jesus. Oh my god, I'm crying. Oh, I'm crying. Ah, oh god. And Chase? Yeah. TJ smiles at me through his puffy eyes of matted cheek fur. Thank you for being there for me. It means a lot. Get this child away from him. Get this otter away from this cat. Yay, crazy people. Ah! No, Rez, you're right. Leo did nothing wrong. Well, they all did something wrong, but like it all starts with Chase. Like I don't know anymore. I don't know how to feel anymore. This is the last route I'm playing, and apparently there's hidden things that I don't know about also, and now I'm just I need a breather. Oh my god. There's no music playing either. Crying on the inside. Thank you for being there for me. It means a lot. It's late afternoon by the time Julian arrives to pick us up from the motel. Things are predictably awkward at first, as the stag drives us out of town in silence. I'm just happy that I managed to sit between him and TJ again. Leaving the Lynx to stare out his window as the desert landscape passes by, watching Julian as he thumbs tapped idly at the steering wheel before he suddenly sits up straight. Oh, Chase, you left your camera in the truck bed yesterday. I forgot to tell you. I did is it Route 64? The one about I did that one, the one about the minivan in the middle of the desert. We found out more like what happened. Route 65. I was like 1 point off. But yeah, no. There was that entire thing that happened in the desert. And I'm just like, God. Like, I don't know. Like, I played it through Leo, and then I found out that if I came out to Flynn first, there was a lot of things Leo had to say, but I came out to Carl first, and then Leo. Personally, I would. When you realize Chase has become Leo. Yeah, Chase has become Leo. Chase has become Leo with TJ, and I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I feel so uncomfortable now. Because now that I realize the main character has become the person I've dated and hated multiple times over. Like, again, like for people who don't know, that like playing through Leo's route was one of the hardest thing I played personally. Because I've actually lived through, like, I've dated someone like that. Like, Leo is a real person that I know that I've dated before that acted like that. And now it's very scary for me, the fact that the main character now is acting like that. Because we've been siding with the main character for most of the time. Yeah, sure, he did weird and kooky things. But now it's just like he's fully embraced it and has become basically Leo. Oh. Like, I am just baffled, guys, right now. This is such good writing. Shout out to like the freaking Echo writing team. Like, Jesus Christ. From a horror to a fucking tragedy. Like AM said, like, Jesus. This is crazy. All right, let's keep going. Let me drink water. Oh my god. Yeah, there are small differences and it's kind of sweet at first. Flynn actually helped hook up Chase and Leo in 65. Yeah. Yeah? Like ugh. And that entire scene with when Flynn told Chase that Leo was fucking they were fucking while Chase was away. Like crazy. That entire scene felt weird, but it was fine because they broken up. But like, so weird. So weird. Leo has become Chase. Chase is just gone now. Oh god. And then now I want to play Arches after this? Oh my god. I need another 6 months away from this game. Oh my god. Like I did Leo's route and then Flynn's route and then I had a 6-month period of calming down and then I did a Carl's route, then Jenna's route, and now I'm doing TJ's route. And I'm just like, oh, I'm going to need another 6 months on this, don't I? I'm definitely going to need another 6 months. Oh my god. I'm fucking crying. Oh my god. I got messages. But the mirror flip is to show something else. This erratic behavior is not entirely him. It's what's making them deluded to act like this. The point of seeing Chase act like Leo is to show more. It makes sense now. Like, I knew that they were possessed by something. And then, like, learning about the smoke room and now knowing slightly the history. I haven't played the smoke room. I might play the smoke room. I'm probably not going to stream it. I'm definitely going to stream it and just like put a blurred screen on. But like, I know he's possessed by one of the characters in the smoke room, but their names like elude me at this moment. Like, I know there was one person that was obsessed, and I forgot their name. But like, yeah, like this is fucking great. The smoke room has the naughty. Yeah, heavy hitters after heavy hitters. Honestly, like, and like I feel horrid and gross and like disgusted, but I like this. I like this type of story. I love reading stories like this or games that have stories like this that make me feel like this. Like, like it's crazy. When you come out to Flynn gives you little hints to lead Chase to the 65 party, the Route 65 party where Chase finds Leo. Yeah, I didn't know that. I know, like, it was funny that fucking TJ knew about the party more than anything else. I felt bad for TJ. That entire situation where TJ was literally, it was in a ghost outfit and he was like seeing one of his friends that he, like one of the seniors that he knew. And then he immediately gets called a molester and then like gets beer thrown at him and was about to get beaten up by a bunch of drunk like high school students. I feel bad for TJ most of all the entirety of that time. Like, oh my god. Oh, I'm so tense. I need to stretch. Oh my god, I need 6 months. I need 6 months away from this game, and then I'm gonna play Arches. He glances over at me and I nod. Yeah, what was that sound that came out of me? Yeah, probably should have remembered that. Do you want me to pull over so you can grab it out? I don't know how you feel about it sliding around back there while we're in the highway. I shrug. Should be fine. It's probably been through worse considering it's a crap rental from the university. And in the end, it was suggested it was Flynn doing this to hook them up. Really? But like Leo was about to do something with what's his name? Micah in that van with a camera. The implications on there is very concerning. Like, was that ever explained? Yep, and Leo had to lead the fling with Micah in the van to help TJ out and beat up the guy that poured beer on TJ. Honestly, if TJ never went and Chase and like Carl just stayed at home, he wasn't about to. They did. Oh, oh my god. I feel like Leo would have been better off with Micah at this point. But then again, the age no, he would have been better with Micah at this point. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am dissenting. Oh my god. This otter. Oh, I'm dying on the inside. He wasn't about to. They did. Micah insisted on the recording. Oh my god. Is Micah gonna use it as blackmail or something? I would do the same. Rez, you're just horny for freaking Leo. Like majority of like I get the appeal. Like I really do. Oh my god. If you do 65, then Jenna's route and go back and pick Flynn, you get the whole picture. Damn. So, oh my god, I love my red flag. Girl, stop it. Oh my god. Should I just get a red flag emote? Should I make one of the emotes a red flag one? Should I just get me holding a red flag? Is that one of the emails I'm just doing? I'm just saying everyone's sleeping on Inji. Honestly, Inji's kind of cute. Inji's really cute. Oh my god. Inji's really cute, guys. Oh my god. Red flag and bonk. Oh my god. But you have the redeem bonk. Oh my god. Let me go. Oh, I gotta go mess. I'll message them later. Oh yes, Micah Leo is correct. Micah defends himself, and Leo, he successfully gets Brian away from Leo. Successfully get Brian away from Leo. He even gets Jenna to apologize for the prank. Oh my god. Honestly, Micah is Leo's I'll protect him boyfriend. Why? Why? I hate Chase. I hate Chase. I hate him. I hate him so much. Oh my god. What if we just play an entire Echo game where it's just Chase is God fucks nowhere, and like Micah was dating Leo the entire time, and Leo actually left and all that stuff. Like, what if that was the case? What if that happened instead, guys? If someone finds me the fan fiction, I will read it out loud for copium. Julian starts tapping away at the steering wheel again. So your friend seems okay. He'll need to rest for a few months to recover, but he didn't seem too worried about that. I snort. Of course not. That's a wrong snort. Of course not. Yeah. Anyway, what was it you guys wanted to do? Julian leans forward a bit to glance at TJ. I just wish he'd keep his fucking eyes on the road. I nudge the lynx and he snaps his gaze from the window to look at us. Huh? I was asking what you wanted to do tonight, TJ? 5 of the side stories really shows the chunter in his prime. Knock be wondering what happened to the good boy otter. Oh, he died at the midway point of this game. Oh my goodness, he disappeared. After all this time, he's just up and gone. That is all. Nothing happened. I'm not really sure. We could see a movie or maybe anything out that anything out that you wanted to see? Not really. Honestly, everyone would have been better not meeting Chase. Sydney would have been alive. Leo would probably be okay. then like everyone would have been fine. Like I just even realizing Chase as a kid manipulated fucking Carl enough to think that his house was still haunted so he could stay over at his house to play video games. Like that whole friendship thing, like even I was just like, oh, that's kind of weird. Chase, why are you doing that? Oh my god. I'm seeing everything now. Crystal clear. Chase is the dick. And the red flag. That goatee should have been the calling sign. The goatee is a fucking red flag, guys. Every guy who has a goatee is a red flag. You have a goatee, you better shave it. Like, who? An otter can't get a goatee. He fucking dyed it. Like, why the fuck would you dye your fur like that in a goatee of all things? The haunted part was real, yeah, for sure. But like, Chase still did the thing to make him like let him play there more. You know, I used to do this thing where I'd get a random ticket to a movie I'd never heard before. I'd have no expectations, so usually I'd be pleasantly surprised. Oh, that sounds kind of fun. As long as it's not an R-rated movie. Yeah, so the way I do it, why don't we go to the Familyplex? I cut Julian off, looking over at TJ. Exactly! Don't fucking dye it! Who the fuck does that? Red flags. Who die? It's like you're getting a tattoo of a goatee on your face. Like, why the fuck would you do that? It's like it's a temporary tattoo of a goatee. Like, huh? Now listen here, you bird. Leave my goatee alone. Okay, AM. Your goatee's okay. Chase is the one who died. As long as you didn't like silly putty or temporary tattoo a goatee to your face, you're fine. you're fine now. You're fine, AM. You're fine. You're fine. I'm sorry. The Familyplex? Yeah, you remember that place? You remember that place, right? We'd go there as kids for birthdays and stuff. Isn't that the place where like Leo punched a pinball machine because he was getting overly horny and like touchy-feely with Chase in that situation? Yeah. Are we about to recreate something? Because no, I don't dye anything. Good. Don't dye your chin. I like dyed hair. I like colored hair. I dyed my hair once, but I'll never dye it blonde ever again. That's the only thing I'm never going to do. But also, we're doing a Chase, like, Chase has gone beyond red flag. He is the crimson color. Oh my god. He's the crimson chin. Pure red and holding flags everywhere. Ugh. The old rundown arcade thing at the mall? Yeah. DJ seems to perk up a bit. I haven't been there for like 10 years. That could be a lot of fun. If it's still open. I haven't been at that corner of the mall in a long time. It is. Well, alright then. So, should we go there? Also, there's another thing. Like, when editing, I remembered, like, hearing myself say this, but, like, at the end of both Leo's and Flynn's, are we in a time, like, distortion or, like, something? Like, there literally was a moment where, like, in the beginning, like, Chase's car gets taken by Duke in Leo's route, and then Duke gets killed by the monster. Chase, in Flynn's route, drives down that highway, sees his car there, but he still has the keys. We explain after you finish this game. All right. Leo broke the machine out of jealousy because Jenna stepped in and won the game. He wanted to win it and to impress Chase, but that little moment stolen away from him, and he just boiled over for it. We don't want to spoil accidentally. All right. Let's finish this. Let's finish this. Okay. Oh my god, the owl is going crazy. Also, my Nightbot's going random shit. I'm so sorry on the YouTube side. Ignore the Nightbot. Yeah, let's do that. I kind of... The family plex is basically as I remember it. Like TJ had said, a good decade has passed since we've been here, maybe more. But the ugly stained carpet and sticky colored walls still cover the place. A real relic, I was about to say chic, real relic of the 80s and 90s. Still, I'm happy to see TJ smile as we walk in. His adorably wide eyes scanning the place, and as I'm sure he's hit with that same sense of nostalgia. He is Leo! Like when Leo brought him to the high school! Ha! Are you streaming this live in YouTube right now as well? Yeah, we're doing multi-streaming. We're multi-streaming it. Let me post on YouTube. I've been multi-streaming these for the past few weeks now. Like, I'll put the link in the chat. But like, yeah, I've been because like ever since Twitch allowed the multi-stream, I'm just like, I gotta do that. Because I also, like, side note, I also want to reach, I mainly now want to reach partner on YouTube. And we're almost, like, we're getting there. A little bit. Every time we stream. And I'm pretty happy about it. Yeah. But yeah, let's keep going. Also, yeah, no, this is like the high school again. When I said Leo, it sounded like Leo peaked in high school. Now it just sounds like freaking Chase peaked in high school. Oh my gosh, everything's exactly the same. The look on Julian's face is slightly less enthusiastic. Even smells the same. I kind of like it, actually. It reminds me of a movie theater. Same. It's really just the popcorn and recycled air from the AC. Julian, take this fucking Lynx's hand and get the fuck out of here. Leave Chase in the abandoned mall. Leave him here. I realize then what a fucking stick in the mud Julian is, but I ignore him, instead following TJ as we make our way to the machines. Luckily, the place is mostly empty. There's a group of teenagers being loud and annoying over by the air hockey table, but otherwise we had the place to ourselves. Don't read the room like that. That's nasty. For a moment we just stand there. Then Julian reaches out into his pocket. You guys want to chip in some money and I could go get us a few rolls of quarters? Definitely do arches after. There are some cool reveals that explains the lore of Echo more clearly, and the concept's so cool. I'm so scared. I'm very scared of arches. Apparently it's darker. I'm gonna need like a month. I'll give myself like a month before I stream like anything Echo related again, because like, God, this is just, I mean, it's not as bad as like doing Leo's route and then immediately doing Flynn's route. You should be scared of arches. I mean, I saw the characters. They're so cute. I love them. I've seen the Fur Affinity accounts full of them. I take out a 5 and so does Julian, while TJ hands over a 10. Wow, TJ, that's a lot. I only have 10s. Besides, we'll go through them fast. We always do. Julian walks off to the front of the counter while TJ and I wait awkwardly next to the skee ball ramp. I feel like things wouldn't be so tense if Julian wasn't here, and I feel like myself getting progressively annoyed by his presence. Slap the fuck out of you, ang putang ina. Bobo. Just want to slap him. Just give Chase like a slap. Just slap him in the face. Oh my god. Arches will make you cry. You guys really just want to see me cry on stream again? Do you guys just want to hear me ugly cry on stream? I'm about to go ask TJ how he's feeling when Julian comes back with 2 rolls of quarters. Now, where did you learn that? Learn what? Learn what? Learn what, Rez? I don't know what you're talking about. Generally, though, Arches is actually amazing. Rez, I'm Filipino. What do you mean? I thought you knew this! I am a Filipino-born American. I know some curse words, because you learn curses easier when you're listening to your family. What do you mean you did not? I thought you knew already. I was what? I'm taking first generation and born in America. The coolest thing. Now that you have the context, reading Echo again feels and reads so different. You didn't mention it before. I thought I did. My bad. But yeah, no, I am Filipino. I'm a Filipino burb. But I was born in the Americas in this deep ass forest. Lores are blending in too easily. So we have 2 roles. You want me to count out your shares or? I shake my head. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're just here to hang out today anyway.
TJ takes one of the rolls and tears off one end. I also realize now I'm feeling weird about like, I give TJ this scratchy voice, but the more I speak it, the more childlike he sounds. I just realized that he's in his like what 20s. What do you mean like this? I feel like I want to hear the there was the auditions for a mod to do voiceover work for a voiceover of the entirety of Echo. I completely missed out, but I'm kind of curious who did TJ, and I want to hear how they sound like. I'm very curious. TJ takes one of the rolls and tears off the end. In 2015, TJ's 19. Ooh. Wait, isn't like no? How old is Chase? Like 21, 23, 21? I don't know.
You guys want a skee ball?
Yeah, 21. Okay, 21. Oh, you would have been a real good fit for it. 2021. Oh, wait, TJ's 21? Oh, the Leo's 23. So many ages just coming up. Oh my goodness. So TJ technically it's supposed to be 2021, so like 20, maybe 1920. Chase is 21, Leo's 23.
Sure.
You know, I've always been pretty good with this game. I take the open roll of quarters from TJ and take out one of my own, inserting it into the neighboring skee ball machine. There are only 2, and I kind of hope that Julian might just wander away, but he stays right there behind TJ watching. I sigh and insert my coin, watching as the little balls roll out into the little compartment. TJ's 1996, Chase is 1994, Leo is 1992. Okay. No one born in 1990. Is Carl born in 95? Who's my age right now? Who would have been in 95, kid? I'm crying. Meanwhile, TJ is having a terrible time, each one of his balls rolling into the scoreless gutter. I roll my first ball and watch it as it misses the 40 and rolls into the 10 gutter.
Aw, don't worry about it, Teach. Want me to show you how?
Julia moves next to me and I grip my teeth in annoyance, moving over a bit. The stag flicks the ball expertly down the ramp and it lands squarely in the 40.
Wow, on your first try too.
Honestly, I'm just out of practice. But usually I go for the hundreds in the corner. I know TJ's not into guys, but like I ship it. They look like best friend. Honestly, no, TJ's fine on his own. He just needs a better friend. He honestly needs a better friend.
Ugh. How do you do it?
Well, Julian grabs a hold of TJ's wrist and I feel my fur starting to stand up on my neck and shoulders. It's on the wrist. He moves TJ's arm forward before bending the link's wrist.
Oh, I see.
TJ tries again and this time gets the 10, but on his second try he lands the 50.
Nice.
Julian holds up his paw and TJ slaps it loudly. The stag laughs and then looks over at me. You alright, Chase? You still got 4 balls. Without a word, I turn back to my machine and huck the balls down the ramp, each one landing in the gutter. Meanwhile, I'll listen to Julian and TJ celebrate another 50. Everyone babies TJ, but honestly, he's probably the most well composed person in the group. Honestly, yeah, no, he's out of everyone, I would say so too. For the rest of the night, I follow TJ and Julian around. The stag showing the cat how best to play the games. All the while, I stand next to them, dumping my quarters into games I don't even finish. The music stops. I just want us to run out so we can. This parallel tantrum chase, haha, baby. Honestly, you know what this feels like? It feels like the Jenna run when I with like TJ being Chase and Julian being Jenna and we're Leo. That's what it feels like right now. And I feel like if it comes up to that scene, it probably will be. I also know there is a scene later on. I saw the picture cuz I work on the thumbnails, so I see all the images but have no context. There is one where like TJ is shocked. It looks like the otter was trying to kiss him. So I'm just like, I had no context for that now, but now that I know, I really hate Chase. I just want us to run out so we can leave. The drive back is quiet and tense. TJ and Julian asked me multiple times at the family place if I was alright, until I finally told them I had just had a headache. That stopped their questioning for the most part, and luckily that prompted TJ to propose we just go back to the motel. I tense up again when he offers Julian to spend the night there, but luckily the stag declines, wanting to go back home to his own bed. When we play as the crazy, ugh, oh my god. We're the crazy one. As we drive, I notice TJ nodding off, his head bumping on the glass of his window. You can lean on me, Teach. TJ's ears flick, flushing a bit.
Oh, really? I mean, I don't wanna.
As an answer,
No! Don't force my baby into doing this.
As an answer, I reach over to clasp the side of TJ's face before I force the lynx. I know there's no emphasis on that, but like it's like I force the lynx's head to lean sideways against my shoulder. TJ stiffens up, but then he relaxes, and 5 minutes later, I can tell that he's fallen asleep. Julian glances over at us occasionally, but doesn't say anything. I lean my cheek against the top of TJ's head. I realize how good it feels to sort of envelop him like this. I'm about to punch a man. It feels like I'm protecting him. I'm about to punch a 5-foot otter. How tall is Chase? Am I taller than Chase? Does anyone know? I want to punt this man. Is this owl taller than this otter? If yes, let me punt. I wanna commission someone to draw me kicking Chase, like over a goal, a football goal or something. It feels like I'm protecting him. All those bad, tense feelings from the arcade start to melt away. Is this how Leo felt? Pretty soon, I start to drift off as well, the smooth drone of the highway lulling me to sleep.
Damn it, he's taller than me! I'm still gonna kick him! He's 2 inches taller than me! I need to kick him!
Rev. I need to punt this otter in the dick. You are here too. I open my eyes and see the back of a rusty white sedan pulled off on the side of the road. Julian's pulling off as well behind the car. The sun's already getting low in the sky, a little bit of clouds rolling in from the west. That's when I realized there's a large coyote standing next to the car, leaned over, looking at the front left wheel. She stands up when our headlights hit her, and she shields her eyes against the light.
We hit Janice?
Wait, Julian shuts his headlights up.
Oh, I thought we hit Janice. Oh, I thought we ran over Janice. Oh my god. I thought we ran her over. Why did I read that like we just ran over Janice?
Chase downplays his height, but in one scene, Chase says his muzzle can reach Leo's chin when he looks up, so... But 6'4"? Jesus Christ. Chase is most likely 5'10" at shortest, 6 at tallest. Oh my god. Also, I thought we ran over Janice. I'm sorry. I thought we ran her over. Also, she's also really creepy. I don't know what's going on with her. I know she loses it later, but like I don't know what's going on with her. Oh my god, I searched up chase height. 1.72 centimeters? Wait, what? I'm an American. We use the foot fetish system. How much is that in feet? I think that's slightly taller than me because I think I'm 165. Hey Google, what's 1.72 centimeters into feet?
1.72 centimeters is equal to 0.6772 inches.
Oh, that's even smaller. I think you meant 172. 5'7". 5'7". Yeah, yeah. No, he's 2 inches taller than me. And I'm gonna kick him in the shins. Leo, sorry. Tough screen typing sucks for me. It's all good. It's all good. Looks like she's got a flat. Huh? TJ wakes up and I'm a bit disappointed to feel him shift off my shoulder. What's going on? Julian's already hopping out of the car, walking up to the now grinning Janice as she sets her paws on her hips. You wanna know what's ironic? What's ironic? What's ironic? Well, now, what are you doing out here, Julie? I can hear her loud, obnoxious voice, even with the door closed. Janice has a flat. Want to go back to sleep until Julian helped her? TJ shakes his head, shifting himself to open the door and hop out. My son is an otter, and I have the same height as Chase IRL. Yo, Rez, we about to fight. I'm about to punch you. I'm about to punch you in the shins. Why is everyone that I know taller than me? Why does everyone know I know I'm taller than me? Like, literally, the shortest person I know, like, comparatively to, it's 5'10", and that's my boyfriend. Everyone else is either 6 foot or something. I think, like, I'm, like, taller than Pixel, but that's about it. Comfy is just height. TJ shakes his head, shifting himself to open the door and hop out. I sigh as he leaves, pushing myself across the seat to jump out as well. Chase and Tobias too? She turns her psychotic grin on us. The descriptors for Janice and like people now with Chase is just getting wilder and wilder. Yeah, we were having a night out. It is midday. Anyway, do you need any help? Well, you know, Julian, I actually do. I don't have my own jack. Been missing for the past 15 years. Julian smiles back warmly. Well, I've got one. Do you have a spare? Yep, in the back. Hope it's not flat too. I haven't had to use that thing in a while. Well, go ahead and pop the trunk and we'll see what we've got. I'll go get my jack. Julian jogs back to the truck while TJ and I stand behind Janice's car. Sadly, that's when the old coyote turns her attention to us. Well, how are you doing this evening? I'm doing well, thanks. I want to thank you again for doing all that yard work during your vacation, since I'm always out here just needing help. Oh, it's no trouble at all, ma'am. I'm happy to let TJ do the talking, just wanting to get this all over with as soon as possible so that we can head back to the motel. I squint as Julian's headlights come back on and he's hop outside the truck. Just want to give us a little more light. Janice pops the trunk and lifts it up, revealing the cluttered mess inside. She brushes it all aside and lifts up the flap, revealing an old, rusty spare tire. She nudges at it, testing the air pressure before lifting it out. Well, it's a little bit deflated, but it should be enough to get me to Duke's house. I know he's got a few tires I could probably use. If not, I'll just get him to drive out and buy me one. Julian kneels down next to Janice's car, setting up the jack. We stand there in silence for a bit, watching the stag as he works. Speaking of your vacation, it wasn't really a vacation for you, was it, Chase? My heart sinks a bit as the dumb coyote turns her attention directly on me. Huh? I grunt politely in question, keeping my gaze on Julian to show Janice that I'm definitely not interested in what she has to say.
Well, that grumpy lizard, Flynn was telling me about it in the diner a few days back. Something about you wanted to document the spooky stuff in the town?
I try to think of a way to keep things uninteresting so she doesn't ask any more questions. Sorta. Mainly I just wanted to find some information on the murder that happened like 100 years ago. Couldn't find much out.
Oh, Flynn made it sound like more like one of those ghost documentaries that I like to watch sometime. I had a few stories for you.
Uh-huh. I keep my eyes firmly on Julian's paw as he starts to crank the jack. Then TJ nudges me.
Hey, are there any rules against it being a ghost documentary?
I sigh, though I try to keep it quiet for TJ's sake. Well, it's more of a news piece, so a ghost story wouldn't really work, I don't think.
Actually, I've seen segments on the news about ghosts. I don't know if they're serious, but when someone catches something on camera, sometimes they'll play it.
I shrug. Well, even if that's the case, it probably won't get me a very good grade.
It's better than no grade at all.
TJ smiles encouragingly at me, and I can't help but smile back. He's always has a way of cheering me up, no matter how bad of a mood I'm in. Oh, this is Leo. This is Leo.
That's the spirit. Besides, could just be about the history of it rather than making it seem real, even if it is real.
I sigh again, though this time I don't try to cover it. Either Janice doesn't even notice or doesn't care. Chase is being a Delulu boy. Yeah, he is.
So, what would you like to hear? Would you like to hear them?
Yeah, let me go grab my notepad real quick. I walk over to Julian's truck, listening to Janice as she babbles excitedly to TJ about how scary it is. I try to unzip the bag, but the ledge of the truck bed is too tall, so I had to grab the whole fucking thing and trudge it back over the car. I unzip the side pocket and pull out my notepad and pen, and I stand up straight and look at Janice expectantly. The coyote sits on the ledge of the trunk, making the car shift. Julian pauses, eyes wide, as I'm sure he thought the sedan was about to topple off the jack.
Well, let's see. I can start with what my grandpa told me.
Yeah, that works.
Actually, that's great because this happened right here in these very woods.
Janice gestures off to the side of the road at the trees.
So, my grandpa was taking a walk in there with my grandma, and I want to say sometime in the 40s, right after they were married. They were walking along one of these little trails in there, and as they were, they started hearing this strange sound in the trees, like something scuttling up and down the branches. They kept looking, but couldn't see anything.
TJ hugs himself and rubs his arms with his paw.
Wow, that's creepy. Oh, that ain't the half of it, Tobias. The thing is, as they kept walking, those sounds followed them, and then...
Janice lowers her voice despite my annoyance. I had to draw in a bit closer to hear her next words.
They started to hear it talk. Hear what? Hear what talk?
TJ is fully drawn in by the Janice theatrics, and I have to struggle not to roll my eyes.
Well, whatever it was, it started talking down to them.
Janice pauses and glances at me, and I make sure not to give her anything, staring glassy-eyed at my notepad.
What did it say? Well, a strange thing like, you're here, and I see you. Though my grandpa said he wasn't even sure it was talking to them, really. He said that when it started to just laugh. He said that when it started to just laugh, that's when he and Grandma started running. Even then, it followed them. He said it sounded like it was rising in the air and landing from tree to tree, following them until they got out.
At this point, TJ is just frowning, and I have to force myself to jot down the stupid notes.
Well, what was it?
Janice shrugs.
No. Grandpa only told me the story once when he wouldn't go on a family walk in the forest. I asked him why, and he told me. I asked Grandma too. but she just pretended she couldn't hear me. Thing is, my grandpa's not a liar. That I can promise you.
I scribbled it in the notepad, pretending to write this all down.
Oh, he did say it sounded like mechanical, kind of like it was coming through a machine or computer. That's weird, because they didn't really have those back then.
A moment of silence goes by as I wait for Janice to go on. When she doesn't, I look up. So, that's it?
Oh, yeah. Did you think they'd actually see something?
I thought they were going to see the hanged man that Chase saw when he was younger. I thought that's what she was going to say. You need to stretch. Stretch and drink some water. I shrug. Anything else? Janice thinks.
Well, there's this bear up the road named Brian. One time he told me a story about seeing some aliens around here, UFOs and such.
This time, I can't stop my eyes from rolling. But again, Janice either doesn't see it or ignores it. Also, I remember that story with Brian. It scared the shit out of me. Because what I think is that he was abducted by someone and was fladoodled. And like dropped back in, and he's using the UFO as a cover. Or it could be a UFO actually came by here. Who knows? But like, that entire story was unsettling. Also, the fact that he outed the other guy he was fucking. It's crazy.
Said back when he was a teenager, he saw a flying saucer as he was passing by the lake.
I don't even bother to move the pen, but Janice just keeps going.
You know, I was listening to this podcast a while back. You know, those radio shows on the internet? Oh yeah, I love listening to those when I work out. Well, there's this paranormal one I listened to that really goes in depth about on these kind of stuff. And you know, we've all heard the story about gold in a quartz deposit.
Yep.
Well,
Janice lowers her voice, leaning in, like she discovered the best kept secret in the entire world. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, excuse me.
in the podcast, they were going on about how places with lots of quartz end up being more haunted. You know why?
I don't say anything, so TJ chimes in.
Why? Well, the quartz captures stuff from the past, like real emotional and angry stuff, and sometimes when they line up just right, they play it back. Only when they do, it's all twisted up and mixed with other stuff. Makes what you see really awful and horrible looking, but you know?
Janice pauses again.
What? I think there's more to it than that. I think there's something with a conscious mind behind it all here in Echo.
I finally had to break in. Has anything happened to you specifically? You know, it's better if I had something straight from the source rather than secondhand. Janice finally goes quiet, then eyes flicking down to look at the ground. Julian, meanwhile, has pulled off the tire and is fitting the spare in place.
Well, maybe?
I grit my teeth.
What do you mean?
Janice lets out a soft, mirthless chuckle.
Let's just say I've seen things I promised not to tell anyone about, Chase.
I can't tell if she's joking or not, so I just go along with it.
Oh,
you order a hit on someone?
Maybe, Chase, maybe.
TJ just stands there, a mortified expression on his face. I look down at my camera bag. Well, I think it might be good to get some footage of these trees in there while there's still a little light. If I'm going to do the whole ghost story thing, then I better give it a horror movie vibe. Also, thank you for the care package. I will now proceed to drink my water. And thank you for the tea. I don't have tea at the moment, so I'm going to drink that and stretch. Alright, stretch first, because we've been sitting there for a while. Oh, good. Okay. Stretch out the hands. Not get carpal tunnel. Remember, guys, no matter what you're doing, stretch out your hands. If you're using your hands a lot, you might get carpal. Now I drink water. Oh my god. Dang, you've been spilling all those teas, but you didn't refill it. I can't help it. Sometimes it just I forget about things on my table. My goodness. Oh, well, that sounds wonderfully spooky. I start towards the tree line, then look back at TJ. You want to come with? Oh, we're getting to that scene. We're getting to that scene where I want to punch Chase in the face. Oh! TJ looks back at Janice and Julian, the latter of which is screwing in the tire. Go on, TJ. Give him some company in there, especially after I told you that story. Janice cackles, causing the car to shake again. Besides, I don't mind keeping Julian company. In the meantime, Julian grunts as he keeps his focus on the tire. Well, okay. With that, TJ and I cross the ditch into the forest, following the little trail that weaves through the trees. As the darkness of the forest engulfs us, I look back at TJ and see him timidly moving along, looking at the trees nervously. I grin. Don't grin. Are you scared? TJ looks over at me with a start. Oh, He lets out a soft laugh. Yeah, maybe a little bit. I pause, waiting for the lynx to catch up to me. Then I hold out my paw to him. He stares at it for a moment as if not comprehending what it is. I stubbornly keep it outstretched. No one's going to see. TJ seems to think for a moment. Then I see the lynx wipe his paws on his pants before quickly reaching out to take mine. I pull TJ along through the forest, glancing up occasionally to see if I can find a patch of sky sufficient enough for the shot I want. Don't worry, man. I saw something in here too. What? TJ's busy looking off into the trees, his ears perked, listening. Yep. When I was a kid, I thought I saw a fox hanging from the trees. Oh my gosh, please don't tell me this right now. I frowned. Listen, what I realize is that sometimes people hallucinate things. I'd rather just not talk about it right now. All I'm saying is that the stories that Janice told us aren't real. And if they are, those people hallucinated. That's it. Well, sure, but that doesn't mean I won't still freak out if I do see something. I squeeze the lynx paw in mine, shaking it around a little. Well, you got me if that happens. I'm so uncomfortable. We've secluded this man in the middle of the... There was an ad! I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know there was an ad. We secluded this man in the middle of the woods. TJ squeezes back. There's a slight resistance in his grasp, though, as if he's trying to pull back from me while at the same time holding on to me. Chase, have you been feeling all right? You got us, if it appears, Nog. I know what's happening. I want to punch this man. I feel fine. I stop on the path, looking up at the patch of dust sky above me. Almost spherical and perfect for the shot that I'm going to get. Because you seem a little bit off, especially when we were at the family plex. And I know we've been all a little off since what happened. I mean, I was feeling really, really weird the past few days. I see the bag on the path, unzipping the main component and pulling out the camera. Rez is a chase hunter? We about to shoot him. About to kill this man. Maybe you're feeling the same way that I was? I shrugged, turning on the camera. I feel fine, Tej. TJ suddenly places a paw on my arm, and that gives me pause. Chase, are you sure? He's looking me directly in the eye, his paw pads warming the fur and skin under them, chasing away the chill of the evening. It's his wide, blue eyes that catch my attention, though. They're sincere, kind, and full of love. It's then that I realize what TJ's trying to tell me. No, you're not. No, that's not what he's getting at. That is not what he's getting at. After all this time we spent together over the week, getting to know each other better, talking about our future plan. This is not what he's getting at. Chase, I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna punch him. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, thanks, Mora. Hello. Wait a minute, Mora. Are you? Hurry. Warning. Trigger warning. Red flag. Content warning. This is technically assault, what he's doing. It's only now that I realize. I stand up straight, facing the links more directly, a soft smile on my lips. TJ looks up at me, eyes looking over my face as if searching for something. I lean in and kiss him. I want to punch this man in the face. I want to punch this man in the face. I want to pass. I want to punch this man. This does not look like the eyes of consent. This does not look like the face of consent. This does not. Stop twerking. This not looks like the eyes of consent. It lasts a moment. Our lips met, mine on his for the first time. It's a moment of pure bliss, and I close my eyes to show the links just how passionate I am about it. It's not safe here. We must save. We need to save this cat. I feel his lips freeze up against mine, then suddenly they're gone. I open my eyes in time to see TJ stumbling backwards. One paw flies to his mouth, and the other stretches up behind himself, as if worried he's going to run into the trees. I guess I surprised him. I smile and follow the cat, reaching out. No! Get away! Get away! Fuck you! You alright? As if I reach for him, he pushes my paws away. I frown. What? What was that? TJ's whispering, but it's sort of a loud whisper, almost deafening in the quiet forest. What do you mean? I kissed you, TJ. I love you. I love you. The look of pure shock and horror on TJ's face stuns me. Is this what happens in furry vans? Furry vans? Furry vans? No, I think just some of these stories that happen. What? What are you talking about? TJ, you're asking a really, really dumb questions right now. You heard me. I feel myself getting a little irritated. I just bared my soul to it. No, you didn't. And now he's acting like I just told him a terrible secret. But you mean like a friend? No, I mean like a boyfriend, a lover. I reach out again, but this time TJ twists away from me and starts to back up, back the way we came from. I follow him. What? How come? I can see his rapid breathing, his wide eyes like a cornered animal. I feel myself getting angrier. What do you mean, how come? Do I need to explain it to you? TJ keeps backing up, and I see what looks like fear in his eyes. I don't understand it at all. He starts to turn around, but I grab his arm. Hey! You flirt with me all fucking week, and you ask why? The fuck are you talking about? Chase, let me go! He tries to pull away weakly, but I yank him forward so hard his teeth clack together in front of my face. He gasps. You make eyes at me across the table at the diner while we're doing yard work at Janice's house, and you don't get why? Why the hell am I getting so angry? Let me go! TJ's whispering, but it's getting louder. So you're just leading me on? I feel my voice break as it rises in volume as well. Carlos, girl, what's going on this weekend? A lot of things, and you can find the rest of it on my YouTube. But like, this is one route out of like what, 5? Carl, Leo, Flynn, Jenna. Yeah, 1 out of 5. No, girl, I'm good. What is happening? Why am I doing this? Is this a dream? Were you leading me the fuck on, TJ? I see tears brimming in TJ's eyes, and he looks away from me like a kid that just got caught doing something wrong. Do I need to tell you again? TJ, I fucking love you. I've known it since I picked you up from college. Listen to me. I pull him closer, but as I do, he lashes out. I see a flash of light, and the next thing I know, TJ's escaped my grasp. My paw is stuck out in the air as I watch the lynx disappear through the trees. Soon, the sounds of his footsteps fade as well. and I'm left alone in a deathly quiet forest. I stare at it for a long time, listening to the nothingness, maybe waiting for TJ to come back or for Julian to come up with the path to beat me up. But nothing happens. I don't know how long I stand there, but then when I look up, I see the sun has finally set. I numbly lift the camera in my hand, the other hand, still holding it onto it like I was when I kissed TJ. Slowly, I walk over to the bag and kneel down, putting the camera away. That's when I feel the nape of my neck prickle. TJ? I look back hopefully, but the path is empty. The forest, though, the trees and the branches and leaves that outline the path just before it curves out of sight, just 15 feet ahead of me. There's a shape in the trees, the shape of legs, arms, a torso, and maybe a head. The shadowy figure seems to blend into the leaves, almost melting into the twilight. I blink hard, but when I open my eyes, the figure is still there, unmoving, unchanged. That's when I realize that even though I'm holding my breath, I can still hear breathing. It comes from the direction of the shape, even though it doesn't move at all. It looks like a painting. Slowly, I stand up. It doesn't move. I start to walk forward, and that's finally when it changes. It starts to melt back into the trees, but the branches and leaves don't move. It moves through them. Then, as I reach the bend in the path, it fades into nothing. But the breathing continues. I look around finally and see that it's gotten dark to the point that I can hardly make anything out. Everything that you see is twisted from what it once was. But, but what is it? It was something once, just like I was. But nothing here is obligated to make sense to you. But what does it want? What does anything want here? The only thing you know for sure is that it's evil. And just like that, I'm running up the rest of the path, feeling as the branches are clawing at me, trying to pull me back into the forest. And still, the breathing continues just over my shoulder, growing ragged with my own following me, chasing me. I feel it closing in on me, gasping, taking on the robotic tone as if something's taking their last breath through the phone. And I'm the one on the other end listening to it. The crackling breath hisses out and rises up into the screech of a static noise, and I break through the trees, landing in the ditch and jamming 2 fingers in the process as I throw my paws out to catch myself. I don't care though. I scramble out of the ditch, gasping for breath. I look up hoping to see TJ, Julian, and Janice, but no one's there. Both cars are gone. I'm left alone on the road, in the silence and increasing darkness. I walk back to the motel, alone. I hope to see Julian's truck in the parking lot when I get there, but it isn't. Instead, there's the typical 2 to 3 cars along with my own. I still have hope as I make my way to the door. Maybe TJ will be in the bathroom taking a shower. No. Maybe he'll already be asleep. Maybe he'll be awake and we can just forget what happened. Chat until it's late. Order pizza like we did at Carl's house. But as I press the key card to the lock and it flashes green, I open the door. I don't see TJ at all. It's dark and empty. And that's finally when I realize that TJ's left me as well. My mind is blank as I walk through the motel room, only then realizing that I left the camera in the forest. I don't care though. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore. I curl up on the bed and cry for a long time. I don't care how loud I am. I'm sure if anyone hears it, they've heard worse. The employees at the front desk probably hears it every week because that's just the way this town is. I fall asleep. When I wake up, I can't move. I don't care though. It doesn't matter anymore. Even though I know better, I open my eyes. Weirdly enough, the motel is as I left it, disheveled with the lights on. Nothing horrible at all until I hear footsteps at the base of my bed. I brace myself for it, but I keep my eyes open. I don't know why. I guess it feels like I'm punishing myself for what I did to TJ. I lay there on my side, curled up, waiting as the footsteps make their way around the bed. I don't know what I expected my mind to conjure up. Maybe the demon in the forest, the evil electric creature that breathed into my ear as I ran from it, jumping from tree to tree behind me. But what I didn't expect to see was a small, old kit fox in a button-up shirt and a tie. I watch as he sets the card down on the little table next to my bed. I got a moment to see the silver ring on his fingers and the worn black claws. Then he picks up a bottle from the table that isn't there and takes a swig from it. Then he moves over to the closet rod, clothes that I don't recognize hanging from it. He's got a cord of some kind in his paws. He starts to tie it up on the rod while the other end gets tied around his neck. I know what he's doing, and now I try to close my eyes, but something seems to hold them open. This is too real. Fox braces himself against the wall, and I see his face clearly, kind, weary, hopeless. And then he sits, but he doesn't completely sit because the cord pulls taut and he's left with his legs at a loose slant on the ground. I see his eyes bulge, turning red, and at the same time, those eyes meet mine, and I think he sees me. I gasp and I sit up in the bed, but he doesn't disappear. He lingers. It's only when he starts to go into convulsions that he begins to fade away. I hug my knees, my back pressed against the headboard on the bed, as the fox continued to stare at me, and then completely disappear. It was real. It was real. Was. Something's different. Something's wrong in the air. Oh! A sound from the bathroom makes me look over at the closed door. Something's in there. Automatically, I get up. It's like I'm not in control of my body anymore. It's like I'm still in my dream, even though I know I'm not. I get to the door and stand there a little while, listening to the breathing inside, and then I open it. I stand there for a while, staring in. The light from the room pours into the bathroom, but it isn't enough to show me anything out of the ordinary. I feel it though. There's an energy in there pulling me in. Slowly, I step inside looking around, my heart hammering in my chest. I'm not scared. Not anymore. It's a sort of anticipation instead of fear, like I've been waiting for this ever since I got to Echo. I don't know if I believe in ghosts now, but I know what's happening here is real. I wait, feeling the cold tiles of the bathroom against the pads of my feet. I'm not sure how long I stand there in complete silence. It could be anywhere from 1 minute to 10, but that's finally when I get my answer. Close the door. Close the door. I don't hear anything, but I feel it, and I feel it coming from my left. I look, but I don't see anything. This isn't like the other times when I'd hear him inside my head. No, the voice inside me is hiding right now, like even he's afraid of this. Still, I sense it, and even though I start to feel that fear again, I reach out for the door. Close it, close it, close the door! For a brief moment, I have a sudden realization of where I am, what I'm doing, and what's happening, but that's not enough to stop me. There's a haze over my mind, over everything, like I'm in a deep, dark dream that I can't come up from. I think I've lost my mind, or I'm dead. Screen title, A Conversation with Evil. Oh my god, I am. Either way, it doesn't matter anymore. I push the door closed, but not fully, letting just a crack of light in so that through the mirror I can see the outline of fur on the left side of my head. But as I'm looking at that, I start to get the feeling that it's not me in the mirror. I look shorter, smaller, and something's wrong with my face. I can almost see what looks like the corner of a mouth stretched all the way across the jaw, just like I saw in the diner bathroom 5 days ago. I don't know, it feels so long, but it's then that I realize the presence I feel is coming from this thing in the mirror. We stare at each other for a long time, the fear rising and rising until it's almost overwhelming, but my feet won't move. My mind won't reason with what's happening. I'm in a nightmare. This is real. The mirror whispers at me, and I see the grotesque mouth move with the raspy, whispering words. Slowly, I move a little closer to the mirror, ducking my head down a bit, reaching up to touch my cheek where I see the widened gash of a mouth. The reflection does the same, but when I touch my face, I only feel smooth fur, even as the fingers in the mirror brush against the opening. What's happening? I ask myself, but my reflection responds. What's been happening for eons? What was supposed to happen to everyone else in this town, but you stopped it. What? Me back here with your secret? Almost started it, but now that everyone's about to find out. What are you talking about? This town might actually survive if they find out. Find out what? I bring both paws up to press against the sides of my face as if to cover the gaping mouth. You know what? I squint at the reflection, trying to figure out why it looks so familiar. Sydney? There's a raspy, rustling sound as I see the thing inside the mirror shake, its head twitching from side to side, far too fast to be anything in this world. I take a step back. Dread rises in my chest. No, this was supposed to be over. I'm not supposed to see things anymore. You always knew they were wrong. Always knew that what you see is real. Nothing's normal about this. But it's not me seeing things again. That's got me feeling the way I do. No. What secret are you talking about? Again, that raspy sound of rustling leaves, sounding old and forgotten. That's what it feels like I'm talking to. Something old, monolithic, and ancient. You don't need me to tell you. I grasp my shirt, twisting the fabric in my paws, feeling like I might panic, that I might go insane. I am your romance partner, Chase. It is I, your romance partner. Already insane. What? How is everyone going to find out? No one knows. Right? Not true. Who was responsible for the cruel joke? Swallow hard. Someone knows. No, that was something else. They didn't know. It was a stupid prank on me to make me look bad, to ruin our vacation. Vacation? Is that what I'm on right now? Thought it's foolish. You know it. It was definitely foolish. And you know who it was. An actor. What you did to him. I see myself pinning the lizard in the parking lot, holding back from pounding his face into nothing. He's going to tell everyone. The redeems are quiet, so it doesn't catch on to the YouTube. I forgot to pin it. My apologies. No. I hear myself whine, feeling like a child, like the small creature in the mirror. Yes, unless. I wait, feeling tears well up in my eyes, knowing that my life is about to change forever. The silence drags on until I finally break it. What? I can help you keep the secret. I wait a little longer. The reflection stays quiet. I get the sense that time is going faster than I perceive it, my legs arching from standing here rigidly on the cold tile floor. Help me. I can't tell you what you can do to keep things the way they are. I feel a small ray of hope pierce through the towering cloud of impending doom on my chest. How? There's a dark pause, a moment that marks in between what was and what was about to become. I know things can't truly stay the way they are. Never do. Another split in my life. Like what happened years ago. Finally, the thing speaks, and I hear exactly what I expect. Do the same to the lizard. I swallow, feeling myself resisting, rejecting the idea. Unless you want them to know all your secrets. But how do I know it was him? It sounded like he had no idea what we were doing. He is deceptive, liar. His entire family has always been. But I can't. If I don't know for sure. Show him. Show him the notes. You'll see his reaction. The truth. My paws drift to my pocket, feeling the gentle outline of a folded paper. Who are you? The rustling leaves again, and I realize that while this might be Sydney, it's something more than Sydney. And it doesn't answer me. We stand there for a long time again. Minutes, hours, I don't know. Why would you help me? This time, the answer is immediate. This town needs secrets. Why? Again, no answer. And I stand there for what feels like hours. As I continue to stare at the small, disfigured creature, I get the feeling that it's starting to move independent from me. That thought scares me, and I lift my paws. I'm relieved to see the reflection do the same, but as soon as I touch my face, I feel the corner of my mouth stretch up to my ears. In a sudden burst of panic, I lunge for the light switch and flip it on. I'm stunned as I'm bathed in blinding yellow light, and I have to shut my eyes for a moment before opening them. I see myself in the mirror as I've always been, staring back blearily. My eyes are bloodshot. My figure seems to sag with exhaustion. I stand there for a while, feeling my mind cloud up even more as I go over what just happened. Then, a violent shiver comes over my body like I'm suffering from a high fever. I feel sick. My skin is sensitive. My joints are sore. And after a moment, I move back into the motel room. I can see that it's light out through the curtains. How long was I in there? It must have been hours. I don't care though. Still shivering, I head for the closet bed, the closest bed, sliding under the covers in my clothes and laying my head against the pillow. I realize then that this is Jenna's bed, and I can smell her perfume, along with the faint scent of Vox musk on the pillow. Where was she again? I can't even remember through the haze in my head. I think I fall asleep, but I'm not sure. A sudden knock at the door makes me jump. I curl up tighter under the covers, hoping that I just dreamed it, or that whoever is outside just goes away. Then the knock again, followed by Leo's voice. Arthur, you in there? And that's where we're going to end it for today. We are going to take an hour break because we need a breather because we're supposed to play Jackbox in an hour. So we are going to take a breather and like make sure all the lights in this house is turned on and all the doors are locked. Yeah. I'm just gonna yeah. Uh fuck. The problem puppy is here. Yeah. For those on the YouTubes, thank you for watching. Hope you stay comfy and cozy in this owl house. This hopefully, probably, like with all the other videos, will be edited down for episodic viewing. And yeah, we were going to end the YouTube stream. Mora be like, girl, I just want to know what in the world was going on. Girl, you got so much to watch. I play it during like my sleep time. You can watch it there. You can listen in. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you stay comfy and cozy in this owl house. Yeah, we're gonna take a break on the Twitch end. We're gonna take an hour break because A, I need to use the bathroom. B, I need to turn on all the lights in this house. And C, I need to make Jam no! I'm going on break! Jam, please! Oh my god! Thank you! And the YouTube corner. The YouTube end. Oh my god. We're very close now. About an hour worth? Oh my god. Extend the echo stream. But we got Jackbox to play, guys. Oh. Oh my god. God. Oh. All right. Okay, we'll extend. We'll. I can't handle the echo anymore. Echo via lol Mora. The furry stuff is dangerous. Also, welcome, Gemfita. Oh my, no break. Oh my god. Shout out to Gemfita. Follow this bean. What were you playing, Gem? What were you playing, Gemma? What were you playing? Also, for those on the YouTube, and I'm gonna uh one moment. Oh my god. We are going first. Hold. We're gonna pause right here because like we are also we're multi-streaming currently. I've been good. We're multi-streaming on YouTube. Wizard 101, old and nostalgic online arcade. Oh my god, you were playing that? Okay, wait, hold up. YouTube side. Thank you for watching on YouTube. If you want to join in on the Twitch stream, we are here. Let me put the Twitch link up real quick. Nope, that's Gemcita's name. That the fuck. Give me 1 second. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Everyone hold your phones. Oh my god, it's dead quiet in here because there's no music playing from the game because the game is at that point. But yeah, if you want to come by on Twitch, we're streaming on Twitch right now. Take a breath. Woo! Okay, we're streaming on Twitch right now. We'll be right. YouTube stream. Thank you for watching. Hope you stay comfy, cozy in this owl house. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Every comment helps us move forward into the algorithm. We're currently at 153. Let's aim for 200. All right. We're gonna close the YouTube stream right now. Oh my god. My goodness. Let me just play music in the background. Oh my, it's so quiet. Oh my god, hold up. All right, let me turn off the live. Thank you so much, AM, for joining in. It was very much appreciated. Have a good night. All right, the stream.